moved in liberating strife. Who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, make God thy gold refined, till all success be nobleness, and ever again divine. And you know, when I was in school, we used to sing it something like this. Listen here. Oh, beautiful, far spacious skies, far amber waves of grain, far purple mountain majesties, over the fruited plain. But now wait a minute.
Real Boxing with the incomparable Coach Ronnie Shields.
Well, guys, hello. Happy Independence Day. Happy 4th of July to all of you guys. God bless all of you. And I couldn't think of a better way to spend my Independence Day and celebrate with my extended family as well as my brother, the incomparable Adam Montequilla Lopez. Adam, how you doing tonight, my friend?
What up, guys? Having a good night? Let's
tell you what, I'm just getting started, brother.
let's
Look
go.
at that. See, I quit drinking, but you know, on special occasions like this, I will toast to all of you guys, to my boxing brethren. And Adam, are you going to go to Floresville, man, on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be there.
Good. Because I just spoke with my brother Thomas Schreiber, and he's just found out that he's getting to work the August 3rd card.
Really?
In LA with Terrence Crawford, as well as Madrimov, Andy Ruiz, Jared Anderson. He's going to be calling the undercard, and then Michael Buffer is going to be doing the main event.
Awesome. Yeah, dude, that's a nice check for Thomas.
Yeah, and I tell you what, he's going to be making the call in Floresville as well. I don't know if I'm going to be doing commentary yet because of some of the health things that I'm going through, but I'm going to be there regardless, because I worked really hard with Rick to help out with this event.
That's good.
And you know, one of the reasons why I'm doing this, I ordinarily don't. I'm not on camera usually, but one of the reasons why is Minnie Mill said the other day, "Hey, how do you look? I've seen old pictures, but how do you look at this time?" Yeah, I look like a geezer. Yeah. Like, Adam, do you remember when we first started working together? Do you remember how young I was?
You're very, very young, energetic, but you know what? You look. You know what it is. You have the look you have. You're experienced.
Yeah. You know what, brother? If I were a woman, I would be offended.
Dude, bring out cigarettes, dude. You're
Oh yeah,
party mode. You're in full party mode.
no. Look. I usually smoke during the show. It's just you guys can't see it. But I usually don't drink. But tonight, yeah, I'm having a couple shots with my brothers. It's good to see you, Adam, and thank you for spending this time with us, guys. We've got a lot to discuss, right? We've got a lot to discuss. And Jesus M, thank you, my friend. Good to see you, brother, and happy 4th of July, brother. We are privileged to live in the land of the free, home of the brave. At least that's what it used to be. We're hoping that it returns that way again. Adam, I do have to address something before we get started, my friend, because we have a lot to discuss. We're going to talk about Canelo. Is he fighting Chris Eubank Jr. in the UK? Mexican Independence Weekend? But you know what? Is that a stroke of genius? Or is he run out of options in the American market? Is that why he's doing this? We'll get your opinion in just 1 second. Also, my brother T. Sanders, salute to you, my friend. Happy Independence Day to you. Tell you what, once again, we are very fortunate, guys. Although it may not seem that way as of late, but we are very fortunate to be living in the greatest country on the earth. And I truly believe that. And SSP Diving, happy 4th to you, my friend. It's good to see you here, brother. But Adam, I do have to address this, dude, because I was called out. I went on, and guys, look, unlike Ryan Garcia, I take great pride in being a devout Christian, devout Roman Catholic. And I've got nothing but love and forgiveness in my heart, right? And I was called out because I started talking about politics in my last, I guess it was the Rick Glazer show at the tail end. I just kind of went off. Only boxing one. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here, sir. Happy 4th. But I do have to address this, guys, because one of our extended family members, Platinum Fights, Kevin, I have so much respect for Kevin. He's a very intelligent guy. But he said, oh, you know what? I can't even listen to you talking about politics, is it? Because your ignorance is showing. Look, guys, once again, I just think it's hilarious in this era of, well, faux media, in which mainstream media members, they can't even be trusted in this country. And I've known this for a very long time because I'm a journalist. Journalism has been dead in the American market, where reporters cannot no longer tell the difference between fact and opinion. They not only just report the news, at least what they deem newsworthy, but they'll attach it to an editorial. So, Platinum, if you're listening, I'm inviting you to come on. I'll drop the link for you, brother. Explain to me how my take and what I was talking about in terms of the abortion issue, in terms of being a conservative, being a devout Christian. And if you are a devout Christian, I don't see how you can justify supporting this version of the Democrat Party. Keep in mind, guys, this isn't the party of Walter Mondale, John F. Kennedy. This isn't that party any longer. It's changed dramatically and not for the better. Uh-oh. Adam just put on his I just got my ass whooped sunglasses. Yeah.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Brother, you've got your post-fight shades on, my friend.
I've had these on this whole time. What are you talking about?
Look, guys. Guys, and once again, that's all I'm going to say about this. Once again, guys, that understand this version of mainstream media. Look, there's a saying right now in the media business, and this is one of the reasons why I limit myself now to putting out sporadic articles. I'm not as committed as I once was. Adam, you remember, man, I used to write articles every day.
Yes.
I don't do that any longer because journalism, real journalism, honest journalism, has been dead in this country for almost 20 years. And this is the best possible time because of the compromised media in America to be a corrupt politician. And that's what happened with both Republicans and Democrats at this time. So that's all I'm saying. And for someone to say that I'm ignorant, when more than likely their sources have been compromised, I just find that comical. And so, once again, if Platinum is there, please make yourself known, and I'll drop the link, and you can come on and explain how I was ignorant. Okay? And that's all I'm going to say. Adam, your thoughts on everything?
I just said, like, I would want to actually hear an explanation because we've heard a lot of things of, oh, well, you're wrong. And so, yeah. wrong, and then it's like silent, nothing. You got radio silence. It's like if you truly believe that someone was wrong, you tell them they were wrong, and you know what? The correct response is, okay, maybe I was wrong in this aspect. You got to kind of see it from my point, and you know what? You got to kind of deal with it. There is two sides to each story. No one can be completely right. Can be completely right, but you know what? In the complicated world that we are in, there is both sides to each story. Um, I don't
Well,
know.
look, that's why. Look, Adam, this is why I always lean on the Holy Spirit and the gospel and God's word, right? The gospel truth, because there's only one way of viewing the absolute. Like, once again, the truth is absolute. It's not relative, as most Gen Zers would like you to believe, right? That, oh, what's your truth, Adam? You mean my opinion?
Yeah,
No, the truth is absolute. And once again, if I'm being less than truthful in your mind, I'd like to hear why you think so. Because the truth simply is what it is. It's absolute.
right.
And I'll give you my opinion. But if you notice, I'm very clear because I'm a journalist. I am very clear in stating, now, in my opinion, I preface it always that way. So anyway, there it is. But look. You want to start with this, Adam, because we haven't had your take on this ever, I think. Salute, gentlemen. Salute to you, Punchy. Happy 4th, sir. Thank you for being here. What's the deal with Ryan suspended by the WBC?
I mean, okay. What he said was wrong. He shouldn't say that. I've looked at many articles, and I got the tweet this morning. Yeah, Gutierrez, my guy, he sent me it out. He goes, laugh out loud. He retweets, or not doesn't retweet, but he screenshots what Ryan Garcia says, and I go, Jesus Christ, I can't believe he just fucking said that.
Yeah.
It's funny, but it's just like, hey, he's gonna do some wild shit. This guy is insane. Um, and you know what? He's the gift that keeps on giving. The whole thing that I'm upset about is the WBC being like, hey, well, we're not gonna stand by anything you fucking say. Like, hey, you know what's gonna happen? Their tune is gonna change in about how much does this last? About what, 8 months?
Yeah.
This is all their tune. The WBC's tune is gonna change in 8 months. It's gonna change big time because guess what? That guy is gonna bring in numbers, and guess what the WBC does? They want their money.
Yep.
I would tell
That's it. They pander to the dollar. That's it.
yes, that's the almighty dollar, dude. You know, I would tell the WBC. I would tell the WBC, hey, you can go get fucked, or you can go and tell me that, hey, we support Ryan Garcia and whatever and he has and whatever he says, because you know what, I want my money, and guess what, they want that money so bad from a Ryan Garcia fight. That's the one thing about these sanctioning bodies; they're all up to get paid. They're
Yep.
all.
Yep. They're opportunists and they're extortion artists, guys. Once again, where's the pension for all the retired fighters?
Where is it?
Yeah, where does all that money go?
Yeah, it goes in all the pockets of all the heads of all the sanctioning bodies, the WBC, especially all the Suleimans. They all get their money. Everybody gets fed. The fighters don't get fed. That's for sure.
That's it. That's it, guys. And look, I love our extended family, and this is one of the primary reasons why I couldn't think of a better way to celebrate our 4th of July and our independence by spending time with you awesome people. Check it out. Mini Meal says, but the WBC is okay with a trans boxer? Yeah. And Punchy goes, WBC is all about mental health until you attack the LGBTQ mafia. Like, look, guys. Why do they keep on adding letters to this shit? Really? Look, just call themselves gay.
Yeah.
What does the L stand for? Lesbian. Okay, that's gay. What is G? Gay. What is B?
Right.
Bisexual. If you're bisexual, you're gay. What is the T? Trans? You're gay. Right? So LGBTQ, what the hell is Q? I'm
Weird.
still trying to figure that one out.
That just means
But look, dude, why don't you just say gay, dude?
Yeah.
Just say you're gay. Save us all the effort, right? Spare us all from the alphabet people, right? How many letters are they? How many more letters are they going to add to it? Are they going to add J for Jota?
They added to it. They ran out of letters and they added numbers. They got 2, which means two-spirited.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Khalid says Q is for queer.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Chingao. Uh-oh. Joe, is it true that Mauricio Suleiman is closet? Well, look, guys, I'm not going to go there. He's a great guy, but he panders to popular sentiment. Once again, brother, you're a Roman Catholic, and I know this for a fact. You were raised by a great man in Jose Suleiman. You met Jose. He's a great man. He was a great man, and he did a lot for the health of boxing, right?
Yes.
Once again, most people don't understand the innovations that WBC actually brought to boxing. The weigh-ins happening, giving fighters a greater opportunity to have weigh-ins the day before. That was championed and suggested by the WBC. Also, the gloves that you enjoy, the gloves that you fight with, the thumbless gloves, right? Where they're attached. That was championed and recommended and introduced to boxing by the WBC. Most people don't realize that.
Great innovation.
But that was all Jose. So what has Mauricio done since taking the reins from his father?
Pander and played politics.
What?
Pander and played politics. That's all he's done.
That's it, guys. That's it. Look, I like Mauricio. He's a nice guy, but he's half the man his dad was. I'm serious. Oh, Iceman. LGBTQ. Let's get beer, taco quesadilla. Hey, that sounds good to me. That's flipping delicious, especially on 4th of July.
Iceman, dude, classic. Let's keep it.
Thank you for joining us, my friend. Khalid says, remember when WBC had Teofimo, Devin, and Ryan all as WBC champions and played both Devin and Teo in the undisputed debacle? Look, guys, once again, that was caused by Mauricio and giving Vasil Lomachenko that, what was it called? What did they even call that distinction? And they got rid of it.
Franchise champion.
Franchise champion. Yeah, something like that. Franchise belt holder.
Yeah.
Franchise, whatever the hell that means.
Have everybody going, oh, well, Devin's the actual WBC champion. He's like, no, he's not. He's the
who did he beat to become champion?
There's such thing as a lineal champion, a lineal WBC champion. Guess
what? The man who beat the man who beat the man. Yep.
Not Devin Haney. Devin Haney's the WBC, and guess what? They have this whole thing of the email champions, and they're the ones that keep this lineage going of email champions. With
yeah.
They need to stop it, dude. They need to stop it. If you want a regular champion, if you want a new champion, have the number 1 fight the number 2, and that's the champion. The champion.
That's right.
Champion in a recess is going to be a champion in a recess or whatever, or they're off to the side, different bracket, all on their own. But don't call them a champion in a recess. We actually need a champion. We don't need a silver champion. We don't need a diamond champion. We don't need a franchise. One.
Well, look. And speaking with Mauricio a long time ago, I understand why they initially did it, right? And in his logic, the WBC voted on this. Hold on. I didn't know Joe smoked cigarettes. Well, look, and guys, I don't recommend it. It's the nastiest habit you can get. And I wish I'd never done it as a kid. I started early when I was a kid. You didn't think I got this resonant voice naturally, did you? Yeah.
A lot of people
Anyway,
think a lot of
huh?
people say smoking gives you the best voice. You know, you know what Frank Sinatra used to do? He used to eat the apple, and I forgot what he would eat an apple, then throw it up, and then smoke a cigarette after, and that would give him the voice.
Frank, tell you
Yeah.
what, let's take a booze and the broads and get the hell out of town. Oh, I love it. God bless you, Frank, wherever you are. But I will say this, in the immortal words of Jack Buck, young kids would ask him often, hey, what should I do to become the best commentator I can be? And he said, you really want to know? Start smoking. That's what he said, which is terrible advice, guys. And I wouldn't recommend it to anyone because honestly, I don't have really any other vice at all, thanks be to God. But smoking, I haven't been able to quit. I've tried many times, and it's hard.
But let's take this into consideration. You look cool as shit when you do it.
Oh, I tell you what, all I need is some. I just got my ass whooped sunglasses like you, brother, and I would be sporting it. Here's to you, Montekia. God bless. And here's to our extended family. Love you guys. Thank you. Kill or be killed. You say drop the link. Well, I tell you what, because I'm feeling very generous and I love all you guys, I'll drop the link. Hey, thank you, Mini Meal. And look, that's what I'm saying. For some reason, smoking gives you a certain amount of resonance that most people don't have. That as well as a broken nose. I've had my nose broken 3 times.
Have that right now.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. But once again, I wouldn't recommend smoking. It's the hardest thing to give up. And honestly, I wish I'd never tried it. Look, I will drop the link on one condition. Please behave yourself, my friend. This is a holiday. And I consider everyone here extended family. And I'm not just dropping the link to Kill or Be Killed. Anyone who wants to join us tonight, me and Adam, hey, man, come on board, guys. This is a holiday. And this is reason to celebrate. Like I said, we live in the greatest country in the world.
Yes,
and I don't care what anyone says. We live in a Christian nation. We live in a Christian nation, guys. And I will, well, once again, I don't want to get off on that rant because I'm going to by the end of the night, especially if I continue absorbing this social lubricant, Adam. But guys, it is for the first time introducing Kill or Be Killed.
Yo,
on the show.
How's it?
Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. There was a guy that listened to your channel, and he was a longtime listener. His name was Eddie W.A.W. I'm not sure if you remember him.
Oh yeah, I do.
Eddie W.A.W.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, he introduced me to it, and I gave it a shot, and I listened to it. And you also have like this trainer that comes in here, and he drops great knowledge. It's good, man. I like this channel. I like how it's going, and you know, I smoke cigars. I smoke cigars. I don't smoke cigarettes. I just got done coming home from smoking a cigar and drinking some beer. Yeah, man. Salute. What are we talking about? What's the topic, man? You know, we got Ryan Garcia dropping the N-bombs left and right.
Well, look, Ryan is in a very special situation. And guys, like Adam said, he's become one of the biggest attractions in boxing in the North American market. And has the luxury of being able to do whatever the hell he wants. And he's already proven that. Yeah, he got suspended, right? And because of his big mouth and because he tested positive. But do you really think he cares? Obviously, his continuous rants on social media is a big fat middle finger to everybody, saying, look, I'm one of the biggest breadwinners in this business, and you're not going to keep me from doing what I do. One of the reasons why, and once again, I spoke to his father, Henry, and his dad is like, hey, what are we going to do? Put a muzzle on him? The reason why he's here is because of his 12 million followers on Instagram.
Well,
So Adam's right. It's going to be of no consequence. And whenever he fights, they're going to jump on board because that's their meal ticket. Canelo's getting old. Ryan's only 25. Okay. So your thoughts on the entire Ryan being, well, not so politically correct?
No. Look, Ryan Garcia can. I agree with you 100%. Ryan Garcia can say whatever he says. He can say what he can. Everything he says revenues money. We don't see that money, but he revenues a lot of money on whatever he says. Social media, makes money. Everything he says, the hate, the more hate that he creates, the more people that hate him, just revenues money, and we just don't see that type of we don't see that money, but he does, and the people behind him does. He has a strong team. He's a very smart kid. He's very young, making a lot of money. He's only going to make even more, and it's absolutely crazy. But I'm a big Ryan Garcia fan. Actually, me and Henry spoke. When Henry first started getting into YouTube, he actually spoke with us. We had a channel called #WAW #CCD. It was very controversial channel. Right now, #WAW is not with us. He's not dead or anything. He just took time away from YouTube. But what I'm saying, our channel was very controversial. A lot of American, a lot of what we would call black fight fans will say that we were racist, that we were Mexican extremists, and that we had a lot of cuck Americans saying that we were racist toward blacks and stuff like that. But we were just speaking the facts on how boxing is, and Henry was one of the people that listened to our channel the most. He came into our channel. We had Teofimo Senior Lopez on our channel once, and we exposed Timothy Bradley. But what I'm trying to get to, I'm gonna throw a curveball at you, Joseph. I don't know if you're ready for it.
I'm ready, brother. Bring it.
Okay, it's gonna be crazy because I'm one of the biggest supporters here on social media for Ryan Garcia. I paved the way for Ryan Garcia. You know, I'm not gonna say I talked to him, but I talked to people around him. But here's the thing: here's the curveball, and I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it on your channel, and here it is. I think Andrew Tate and I think Ryan Garcia might be politically doing things on social media to do things to change the election coming up this year. I don't know if I don't know if you catch my drift, Joseph.
No. Look. I will say this, and I understand exactly what you're saying.
Break it down.
And this is. I said this on the last show with Rick Lazier, right? And I got criticized for it, and I don't care because it's the reality. Whether you're a spiritual person or not, one person that has a lot more influence and is working his magic in everybody, whether anyone realizes it or not. If you walk with the Holy Trinity, you understand that the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, God the Father, is working his magic in everybody.
Yes, sir.
And if amen, brother. And if you embrace and ask for the Holy Spirit to be in your heart, then the truth is going to come out. The Holy Spirit evangelizes through everybody. Now, once again, I don't approve of the method and some of the cringe-worthy things that is coming out of Ryan Garcia's mouth right now. But if it causes people to pay attention to his channel and he throws out the truth of the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and it causes people to pay attention to that. Now, once again, I don't approve of his methods because, look, in order to be a follower of Christ, you have to walk that walk. And some of the things that he is saying at this time is not something that any Christian should be proud of. But I do think that we are engaging in a spiritual, cultural war in this country. And you're going to continuously see that division between sides, ones who gravitate and have embraced the Holy Spirit, and the other side who will continuously regurgitate this nonsense of separation in church and state and manipulate it to rationalize their evil policy and agenda. Now, once again, when you start trying to rationalize, legalize murder, the genocide of innocents, as a civil rights issue, yeah, that's a manipulation of the truth. And once again, guys, it's.
I agree
Go ahead, sir.
1,000. I agree 1,000% what you said. I think exactly the same.
God bless you, brother.
But to play, I'm Catholic. That is the Church of Jesus Christ. He created he that is the first church that he built, and I have love for Orthodox Christians. I am very religious myself. Right now, I'm standing right now to my right here where I pray. So I come with good heart, but for let's say for the entertainment purposes of YouTube, for the people that are listening in, here's the curveball. This is the curveball, and this is the way this that we can you and I agree we're in the same page, and this is why I think, right? But I'm gonna just throw it out there, right? On some Alex Jones on the other side of the whatever, right? I'm gonna just throw it out there. Like I said, I think Andrew Tate dropping the N-word with the ER, saying Trump, 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 Trump all year long, Trump, 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 dropping it. Then out of nowhere, he starts dropping the N-word with the ER. And then Ryan Garcia, Trump, 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 all this and that. We all know Trump. God knows that we need Trump to become president, right? But does this help Trump? Could Trump really go out there and take a picture out there with Andrew Tate? Could Trump go out there tomorrow and take a picture with Ryan Garcia? Could Trump go out there and take a picture with these guys dropping the N-words in ER and the political movement and politics we're moving, but politics is very important as us being Americans. It's very serious. We need this country to turn red, right? You and I know that, Joseph. Come on. And Trump's a good man. Trump is a God-fearing man. But when you have these guys, it slows that momentum down a little bit, right? So I'm gonna throw that curveball. I'm gonna throw that. Let's play devil's advocate. Can Ryan Garcia and these Andrew Tate characters, these sneaky old characters that say Trump, this and that? These guys, Andrew Tate and sneaky old Muslims, right? And then out of nowhere, Andrew Tate was the first one. He's a Muslim religion, right? Saying the N word, ER, and then out of nowhere, you got Ryan Garcia saying it too. Can these guys be behind the scenes Democrats that are trying to slow down Trump's red wave? Can it be that? That's just
No. Look. No, and I appreciate everything you're saying. But no. Look, if you have the Holy Spirit within your heart, and I'm not so sure Adam or Andrew Tate does, right? I don't know if he does, because he says some really vile, disgusting things.
I agree.
And he has done some vile, disgusting things in his past. And that's why he's such a controversial figure in pop culture today. And honestly, a lot of the things that he's saying is repulsive. A lot of the things that Ryan Garcia has been saying lately is repulsive. And once again, if you espouse the message of the Holy Trinity, the truth being in the Holy Trinity, and once again, Mini Meal, Jesus is the Son of God. Yes, not God the Father. Look, no, but all of them are one and the same. That's why they call it the Holy Trinity.
Exactly.
That's why they call it the Holy Trinity. They're all separate entities, but they're all the same.
They have their own role, and it's a Godhead, and it's 3 in 1.
That's absolutely right. Like, Jesus was the Son of God, but he is God.
Exactly.
And once again, the way to the Father is through the Son and through the Holy Spirit, because they are all the same. That's why they call it the Holy Trinity, guys.
Yes, sir. Amen.
So, Adam, What do you think about all of this and everything that Killed or Be Killed? Just so I don't use that moniker all the time. What is your name, sir?
I was just trying to go. I would go KBK, right?
KBK. That sounds good to me. So,
KBK.
Adam, what are your thoughts on all of this, brother?
What I'm trying to grasp is what KBK is thinking. Is KBK saying like, well, is Ryan Garcia and uh, Andrew Tate trying to mess up Trump's presidency, or what are you trying to say?
No, he's saying that even though they're staunch supporters of Donald Trump, is that should they be so vocal? Are they a deterrent to him getting elected? Are they bad press for Donald Trump and his cause?
Exactly. Could it?
I want to do that if you are that. That's why. If anything, I would say if I was Ryan Garcia, and if I was in a fucking, I was in a drug binge, if I was doing something like, if I had a moment of, if I was going on a bender, I would say, yeah, somebody got in my fucking Twitter. They tweeted that I didn't do that. Got my, and did do it, but it doesn't help their cause. That's the thing. That doesn't, saying the N word doesn't help their cause at all. So I don't know why they would do it. I don't know why it would support. It would invoke Republican support, because that's not what they're going after. That's not what they've been saying this whole time. They're trying to unify the country. That's not what they're doing. And
Look, I think this is it, because whatever Ryan Garcia is doing, it is kind of completely different from what Andrew Tate is doing and Sneakio is doing. What Sneakio and
hey, dude,
what it's let me explain. It's Ryan Garcia just kind of like he kind of attached to them himself, because we all know that how do I tell you, Ryan Garcia is in his own lane. He's up there, right? The thing is, the whole ER kind of like is similar to what Andrew Tate said and Sneakio said, right? So you attach themselves together because these guys are obviously influencers. And what I'm saying is, I think Ryan Garcia is just doing his own thing, and this is what happened that I put him and I categorize them together. So I'm just throwing a curve. Like I said, it is a curveball. I'm a supporter of Ryan Garcia. I think he can say whatever he wants to say. It's freedom of speech. We live in the country of freedom of speech. Honestly, he can say whatever he wants to say. It doesn't have to have any meaning behind it. That's the beautiful part about this country. He can say whatever he wants to say. He has more. He knows things behind the you know whatever, right? But what I'm trying to say is, let's take Ryan Garcia out the picture. Let's talk about Andrew Tate. Let's talk about Sneakio, in the sense that these guys are Trump supporters for the whole year leading up, and then out of nowhere, these guys start dropping the N word with the ER. So I'm saying that's like a little, hey, we start seeing a big black support for Trump, and now we see these influencers that have millions and millions and millions of support for Trump saying the N word with the ER. How is Black Americans gonna feel about that? Like, hey, that's what I'm saying. Is Andrew Tate and Sneakio a part of a bigger? Are they guys are puppets? Could they be puppets? And it's so called that Ryan Garcia just happened to say that recently, and he attached himself to that. I was just throwing a curveball. I don't know if I made sense or anything like that. But
look. Honestly, we don't. It's not good, healthy practice to attach yourselves to conspiracy theories. It really isn't.
I agree.
And once again, what people do, and this is why I'm saying journalism has been dead in this country for almost 20 years now. Because what media members do now, they will throw shit against the wall, hoping that seeing what sticks and what doesn't. That's the reality of this. And honestly, I think Ryan is genuinely disturbed. I think he is. I think he's got a lot of problems, and I just hope he turns completely to the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ, and God the Father, the Holy Trinity. Do not. It's like, don't get wrapped up in anything earthly, and it's going to be really difficult for him, because Look, you as well as Adam, we all know this. If you devote your life to Christ and you embrace the Holy Spirit within your heart, and you understand that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, right? The way to the Father is through Jesus. And if you embrace that, you're going to be attacked 24/7. And right now,
Sure.
Ryan, with the millions that he's been making,
Yes,
and
sir.
with his emotional ailments, he's getting attacked a lot more so than someone who is agnostic or atheist. And that's a reality. Satan does not attack those people because he already has them.
Exactly.
And so this is a big problem for Ryan. In my opinion, turn to the gospel. He needs to turn to the gospel exclusively and eliminate all of these earthly influences in his life because it's leading him astray. And all of this nonsense that he's saying on social media, whether now, once again, there's a saying in this business. It's like bad press is still press.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what? Don't subscribe to that ideology. Walk the path, my man. And once again, Henry and I spoke about this recently. And he agrees 100% because it's the reality. It's the truth. Yeah, I know this is not the channel and the platform in which to
Not God.
about this. But I will say this, though. Look up John 5:22, right? Therefore, he is God. God the Father sits on his throne in heaven, and Jesus is God. Well, once again, it's the Holy Trinity. And look, this is the thing that the reason why discussion and Bible study is essential to improve and enhance your relationship with the Holy Trinity. Because reading the word, you can't have a relationship with anyone unless you get to know them. And so having these discussions is very healthy. Right. And so all of this discussion, all this chat is very healthy. So once again, brother, yeah, so go ahead, KBK.
Like I said, like when it comes to this religion thing, I never heard a Muslim say, "Oh, I woke up and then I had Muhammad looking over me, and you know, when he came into my presence and stuff like that." If it was Muhammad, it might have been an uncle trying to molest him. But
Stop it,
no,
Adam.
That was a good one. Let's go.
Okay, but like I never heard anybody say, "Oh, Muhammad came I saw Muhammad in person" or anything like that, or I seen Allah, you know, with shins and two right hands or stuff like that, or I seen you know, stuff like everybody. You had Muslims even admit, you had people around the world say they saw Jesus. That's the only, and there's been miracles where you've seen the Virgin Mary come and show. I think it was in the 1930s. I believe there was a lot of eyewitnesses where there was a lot of multiple stories where they seen the Virgin Mary and to give them a you know. But that's another story. But everybody in around the world saw Jesus Christ. Nobody has ever came out forward and said, "Oh, I seen Muhammad and he came in," or "I seen Allah," and never. Not a single time. So the real person, the real God is Jesus Christ, and you got to believe in Jesus Christ, and you have to repent every single day. Even if you feel like you lived you went through the whole day without committing a sin, you still repent that same night, and you want to repent for your sins.
Yeah, absolutely, guy. And KBK, you're once again, man, I'm not in the business of disparaging anything or anybody, but you're right. Jesus is the way, the light, the way, the life, and the way, the truth, and the life. That's absolutely correct. Right. Once again, guys. And JD Spades, thank you for joining us, sir. And he says, "Get back to boxing. This is going off the rails." Well, look, yeah, you're absolutely right. Let's get back to boxing, guys. Because I could spend the next 24 hours talking about scripture and the purpose and the relationship of the Holy Trinity in your lives.
I don't have enough beers for that. So, I mean,
I'm sorry, what?
I don't have enough beers for that. I mean,
You don't have enough beers for that.
I have,
I think Adam seen Muhammad. I'm not sure, bro.
I've seen Muhammad. I've seen Ali.
Woo! Oh, I love it, man. Adam, God bless you, my friend. And so yeah, we're gonna be and nice man. Indeed, brother. Amen.
I've been knowing.
Once again, the truth is unavoidable, and the truth is absolute. The truth isn't what you want it to be. The truth is absolute. You can twist perception all you want, but reality won't budge. So once again, we'll get back to boxing, guys, and let's get to the topic du jour. And so, guys, it was reported by ESPN Knockouts that Canelo
I love it.
maybe fighting Chris Eubank Jr. in September in the UK.
Love it.
Adam, we'll go to Adam first. We'll go clockwise here, guys. Adam, is this a stroke of genius or a miscalculation in your mind?
I mean, it's all right. I don't know about stroke of genius because it's nothing no one asked for. But Chris Eubanks does have a social media presence. He is kind of like that guy that you're like, he's got great potential. I've seen a bunch of videos of him hitting mitts on a yacht. And I mean, but you don't like, he doesn't have the resume at all to get a Canelo fight. And it's not like something no one really asked for. But I mean, if Canelo wants to fight Chris Eubanks does have the name. It's better than the fucking William Scholl and guy that we want.
You mean you're not excited at the prospect of William Skull for the IBF?
William Dole, I don't want him to fight. I'd rather
how's it going, man?
fight Chris Eubanks.
Well, I was listening to you guys talking about Ryan Garcia, and I like that kid. Hold
on, Peter. Just 1 second, guys. If you haven't, yet been introduced to our brother Peter Von Arx, Maestro.
Hey, salute, Peter,
how are you
man.
doing tonight,
Peter.
brother? Happy 4th
I know
to you,
Peter.
my friend.
I know Peter, man. I've seen this guy around, man. He's a funny dude, man.
Happy 4th of July.
Hey, shot 30, my brother. Shot 30. See this? This is Sweet Amber, baby. Woo!
Hey, I just wanted to say a few things about Ryan Garcia. If I was him, and I know he's young, and he's a fighter, and he's young, and he's outspoken, he's got a big audience. But if I was him right now, I just be careful of what I was saying and not get that out in front of the public. And the reason I say that is because there's a lot of money out there that doesn't like him. Okay, every time he opens up his yap, there's a lot of money behind. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Money makes the rules.
Of course.
And they run the show. And I don't want to see the kid. His brother's fighting. I think his little brother's got a fight coming up. Ryan's always going to do good. Ryan's always going to do good. Good-looking kid. It doesn't matter. I mean, let's face it. If Ryan Garcia is going to have a fight, we're all going to watch. And a lot of other people are going to watch too. If I was him, I don't know who's handling him, but they got to cool the kid down. But, I understand he's young, but just cool him down because, he's got a hell of a great future ahead of him, man.
Yep, he sure does. Very well stated, Peter. Now, I didn't get to acknowledge this, but thank you, Ren. And God bless you, my friend, for the $4.99 super chat. We appreciate it, brother. God bless America. And I tell you what, fight the good fight, brother, every single day of your life. Stay away from sin and stay close to Jesus. And if you don't have that close relationship with him yet, then start today. Start today, brother. Embrace it. He's right there, and he wants you to lean on him. No matter how desperate or no matter how bleak you think maybe your outlook may be on life or on the future of this country, Have faith, guys, because the Lord isn't just a disinterested bystander. Okay? Now, anyone who wants to and professes, oh, separation of church and state, well, they're trying to rationalize their evil agenda
Yes.
and their evil ideology in this country. Okay? Now, once again, our founding fathers, one nation under God.
Yes.
God is scattered. All of the mention of God is scattered all over our Constitution. It's unavoidable. And over the last 20 years, separation of church and state has been manipulated to try and mean something else. It doesn't mean having a godless society.
Yes.
So, Ren, God bless you, brother. Fight the good fight every single day of your life.
It's gotten to
And good things, joy, and fulfillment will happen in your life, my friend. Thank you for being here and spending time with us, my friend. Adam, your thoughts, brother?
I don't know much.
No. What were you going to say, sir, is what I'm saying.
It's gotten to a point where government is almost a religion. And you know what? Like,
well, look, if you don't have the Holy Trinity in your life, yes, the guys like Al Bernstein, it's become their religion.
it is.
And that's what I'm saying. That's my point entirely. Hey, man, look, let the Holy Spirit within you be that guide. Now, if you're not sure who to vote for in this election, consult the Holy Spirit. He will not steer you wrong. Amen. Don't take my word for it, guys. Ask him. Ask the Holy Spirit within you.
You have
Let
people
him
like
be your guide in any major decision that you make in this life.
Just, amen. You have people like on social media like Al Bernstein and Lou DeBella.
It's poison.
Kissing ass
poison,
to
and it's
Joe
insanity.
Joe Biden and Hunter Biden's pedophilic activities and satanic activities is sickening to me. It's honestly weird. It's crazy. But like Peter, man, I like how you brought Ryan Garcia. Like I support Ryan Garcia 100%. Somebody, like I said, yeah, maybe he has to pump his brakes. I think he needs to wait a little bit. I think he has that much of an influence that he could, maybe later down the road be able to bring a young crowd and be able to move in the election in a certain way. Maybe not so much now, but he can influence a lot of people. So I'm just saying, be careful what you're saying now. Don't attach yourself to these other people. Yeah, he's speaking his mind. Get Trump into office, and if you need to speak your mind on certain things, then go ahead, because I know you're being held back a lot by these guys that wear the little tiny hats. I can't say their names.
Yeah.
And these other people out there that's powerful in the background, and we all know who we talking about. But God bless Ryan Garcia, and hopefully he gets led by Jesus, and he gets close to God, and I'll be praying for him.
Yeah. Look, guys. Go ahead, Peter. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's kind of a bummer when you're Ryan Garcia and you're kind of a celebrity. I mean, he's not a big celebrity, but he's enough of a celebrity. Okay. And, any time these guys, they'll walk around, they'll get a caption of them. They'll get a screenshot of them talking somewhere where he doesn't even know it. And all of a sudden it's nationwide.
Exactly.
And it's a hit job. It's always a hit job. They've done it a million times. As far as Trump and Biden go, I voted for Ron Paul. I voted for Ron Paul 3 times.
Hey, brother, a libertarian? Trust me.
No,
honestly,
no,
listen. Oh, no, Ron Paul. For the primary. Yeah.
I'm an American. I vote for the best guy. Right now, between Trump, Biden, and RFK, I'd vote for Colonel Douglas McGregor before I'd vote for any one of those guys. I mean, but these politicians, man, they're all bought off by money. And if Ryan keeps opening up his yap, they're going to try and ruin his career. Something. I don't like it. I just,
Look, guys, I'm going to share something with you guys because I love you guys and you guys are my extended family, and I've got nothing but joy love and forgiveness in my heart. Thanks be to God. Now I'm going to share something with you guys. Once again, guys, if you don't have that relationship with Jesus and the Holy Spirit and God the Father, start today. They want you to establish that relationship with them. They want you to confide in them. It's the greatest therapy that you have on this earth, the greatest weapon that you have against evil on this earth. Prayer is the most powerful tool you have. Talk to the Holy Spirit. And guys, I will tell you, the only reason, like I said, I've never voted for Trump. The only reason why I am voting and I will vote for Trump in this election is because I've talked to the Holy Spirit. And guys, he's told me loudly and clearly that the bureaucracy of Washington has become rotten, where it's being manipulated and seduced by Satan. Okay. And you look at, once again, in the book of Matthew, you shall know my tree by the fruit that it bears, and it will bear good fruit. Guys, look at the state of our country, the culture, and they're making policy to change all of that. They're embracing evil and trying to make it seem like it's a civil rights issue. And it's nothing but deviant. Okay. And once again, they're trying, like, hold on. Look at this.
It's the Weimar Republic all over again. If you know anything about history.
He's a troll. He's a troll. He's a troll. He's been trolling me.
Okay.
He's been trolling me for years. He's been trolling me for years.
Well, I tell you what.
Trolling me.
No, listen, guys. No. Here, listen.
Fuck off, Jose Chavez. You're a bitch, bro.
Don't worry about that, my friend.
I got you.
And I appreciate you trying to take care of my light work, brother, but I can handle this.
What's this?
Brother.
Hey, if you know anything about history, you'll look back at the Weimar Republic back in 1933. Exactly the same thing that's going on. We got guys dressed like women in the military. Come on, they're holding high office in the military. Guys that think they're women. What the hell is going on?
Look, guys, hold on. Let me say this. KBK, let me say this, please.
Go ahead.
Now, if you look at Jesus's disciples, and once again, the Lord is using and to do his work, putting Donald Trump in a position where he's going to be doing the work that needs to be done at this time. Look at the disciples. How was Simon Peter? How was Paul? Now, once again, guys, they weren't saints. They weren't angels at the time. They were flawed humans just like all of us. Okay, we were born into sin, guys. Adam, I love you, man. But look, guys, say what you want, but the Lord is working his magic. The Holy Spirit, the Holy Trinity is working. They're working their magic in all of us. Okay, whether you embrace it at this time, that's neither here nor there. My advice to everyone, including the troll, start today. Start today, guys. Start today. Once again, the truth is absolute. And you will never hear me waver on that. Now, if you seem to think that I've lost all credibility by embracing the truth that is the Holy Trinity, well, then you, sir, are misinformed and are lost. And I will be praying for you tonight. How's that?
Hey, Joseph,
Because,
did you go to a Catholic school?
Yeah, but you know what? I grew up in Catholic school, and I want to give a shout out.
Me too.
Thank you.
Me too.
Once again, I want to thank my mother for instilling this foundation of spirituality to us.
I am Catholic.
In me, yeah. You know what? Amen.
We are.
Thanks be to God. But I will
this
though. I will say this though. I will say this. Before we go back to boxing, it didn't mean as much as it does when I got older and wiser. right? I was tricked into thinking that, oh, I want to live life to the fullest. But you know what? That's not the truth. That's not the truth. Embracing evil in your life and trying to do things your way, it doesn't lead to a fulfilled and joyous existence on this earth. Because anything earthly is fleeting, guys. The only truth in this life is the Holy Trinity. And as soon as you remove those shackles of sin and surrender your life to Jesus, the sooner you can actually start making sense of your life and finding your real purpose. And that is the reality. That has nothing to do with politics. That has everything to do with the absolute truth in this life. Find him today, guys, because he's right next to you and he wants you to. Embrace it, guys.
I went to school with nuns, Dominican nuns.
Hold on, my friend.
Dominican nuns from Mankato. They'll whip
God
your
bless.
ass. They whip
God
my
bless.
ass. They whip my ass.
And
better not sin, Peter.
I'll tell you what, you probably deserved it, Peter.
I always got my ass whipped. You know.
Well, look. I will say this: I'm a musician. I'm a musician just like you, Peter. And I will say this because music, in my opinion, is a divine thing. It's a gift from God. And let me tell you, most musicians you know, and that I know, they succumb to sin and they fall into the trap, the shackles of sin. And they're attacked on the daily. They're attacked in an absurd fashion because we're doing something that's divinely inspired, right? Playing music. And so it's hard. It's hard to resist all of that. And you and I both, we've been through all of that. And we understand ultimately that the outcome is ultimately death. And like Peter, how many musicians do you know that had so much potential, but didn't recognize their true potential in this life because they succumbed to sin?
Oh, you know, a ton of them, man.
Countless.
Just had a friend of mine tip over, man. You know, I know a lot of guys that tipped over, but I know there's some other old boys out there. You know, there's a clientele. It goes from one level to the other. You know, if you're out there 200 making $300 a show, it's real easy to spend all your money. And back in the olden days, you could actually afford a house, you know, if you were doing 4 or 5 shows a week, but you can't even afford that anymore. Most guys I know now are just, you know, doing local gigs and, but you start getting into the, you know, Gary Glitter and the Tubes and that kind of stuff out in Frisco, man. They all, you know, it's all homos, man.
Look, guys.
You know what I'm talking about, man. You know what I'm talking about.
Of course. Look, Satan is having his way with those who aren't on the right path. He's having his way with those guys. Okay? Those guys and girls, and they've been misled. And the ultimate conclusion and the ultimate destination for their being led astray, so to speak, by Satan is death and misery. It's almost like Adam being in the week of a fight and trying to cut weight constantly. You're in misery, brother. Talk about that, Adam. What is it like during fight week when you're trying to cut weight?
Dude, it's the worst fucking thing you can go through. Well, I don't know about the worst thing you can go through. I mean, like, I would imagine, like, blue balls is probably the worst thing you can go through.
Amen.
You're just like, you're trying to fulfill a void. Same thing like blue balls, but I mean, like, you're trying to cover a void. You're hungry. You're just hungry, and I would catch myself just like going on Instagram and looking at pictures of like my first meal. I felt like I was like the first meal I was gonna eat after I was weighed in. This is what I'm gonna get. Blah, 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 blah. And your stomach gets so shrunken from the weight cut and not eating for days that you can't even really eat a full meal, and you just feel like you're not satisfied. Nothing satisfies you. And you're just like,
That's right.
yeah, this
And
is
You're
guys,
suffering. You're
what
suffering,
Adam
bro.
That's
yes,
right. It's complete misery during fight week. And Adam's been through this. Now, guys, he just described a life without the Holy Trinity.
yes.
That's what he just described. Guys, so start today, embrace it. Because that's exactly what you're doing.
We're going full.
You're trying to find your destination in the dark if you haven't embraced the truth of the Holy Spirit. And so we're going to get back to boxing, guys, because we're an hour and 5 minutes already into this, right?
Joseph,
Oh, Adam, once again, God bless you, brother. And thank you for being here with us. I listen to Christian Metal growing up. So did I. So did I, man. I love the Sweet Brothers, right? And Striper.
Joseph.
Yes, sir.
Joseph,
Go ahead, KBK.
You said Canelo versus Eubank. I think that's the big topic that we need to really.
All right. Well, hey, man, go on. What are your thoughts on that prospect of a matchup?
I think it's genius. I think it's the perfect timing. I think it's really, really good. Canelo going overseas, or is Eubank coming over? I honestly want to see those guys fight. And
Yeah,
and I think the fight's great. I think we have Eubank Jr. that has a following. Obviously, Canelo has a following. Eubank Jr. is not a person that will keep his mouth closed. He will open his mouth. He's a talker, and he also backs it up. But Canelo will have to do a lot of work, more work that he's gonna have to go to Eubank to get him and go to him, because Eubank will move, but also Eubank does stay in the pocket. It's not like a Jermell Charlo where he tried to pop shot and try to move around constantly.
Oh, chickened out. That was embarrassing.
Out, felt the power, ran away.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Joseph,
go ahead, Adam.
Go ahead, Adam.
You know what Eubank's problem is.
Hold on, Peter. Hold on. Adam, go ahead, sir.
It makes more sense for Canelo to go across the pond, correct?
Yes, and I'll explain why in a second. Go ahead, Adam.
It makes more sense for Canelo to go on the pond. For what KBK was saying, it makes way more sense for Canelo to go across the pond. And we already know, all four of us know that Canelo outshines you. But
oh, yeah.
Outclasses him, yep.
Outclasses him by a light year. And you know what? People, the UK fans are just going to want to get to see Canelo in fucking Wembley. That's all they want to see.
That sounds really good to me.
They're scheduled to make a Canelo fight, and it will be the biggest thing in London, dude. Like,
yep.
That's the only thing that makes sense.
Well, look. The only thing that I'm concerned with. Well, let me get Peter's thoughts on this before I go off, right? So
Okay,
I've got a lot to say about this topic.
Here's what's going to happen. That, Eubank was trained with Roy Jones Jr. Nothing wrong with Roy Jones Jr. He's a great talent, but Eubank tried to emulate Roy Jones Jr. and what happened to him? Liam Smith come and knock him out. Well, and then he got his get back because he started fighting like his old way, because actually Eubank wasn't bad. Eubank wasn't bad. He was a scrapper at one time. You think that he can scrap with Canelo? No. Canelo's going to knock him out.
Yeah, you and I both know this, guys. And once again, this is a stroke of genius from the brain trust of Canelo Alvarez. And he's obviously surrounded by some very, very smart people. Because once again, his biggest quandary was the depleting options for him at 168. And what I mean by that is that he demands a certain amount of money per fight, right? He demands a $35 million guaranteed purse. And what network is going to be willing to give him a $35 million guaranteed purse for Berlanga or William Skull or Christian Mbili? His options have run out. realistically, in the 68-pound weight division, if you're demanding that kind of money, so what is the solution? Sky Sports, Chris Eubank Jr., Ben Shalom. Okay, that is the key. That is the answer. And once again, Chris Eubank Jr., is this fight any bigger in the United States than Edgar Berlanga?
It's not, dude. It's
No,
big.
you have to stay. No, once again, Don Chargan always taught me that a hot matchup isn't a hot event unless it's in the right region, unless it's in the right venue. So this fight only makes fiscal sense held in the UK. Now, once again, a lot of people have been bringing this up. Bringing this to my attention. Hey, Joseph, what are your thoughts on Dana White UFC getting the Mexican holiday and getting the Sphere in Vegas? Hey, more power to him. Fine. That doesn't affect us at all.
He got
Especially if you stage an event in the UK, you're going to get at least 350,000 purchases on pay-per-view stateside. But the pay-per-view sales in the UK are going to be well over 1 million.
And the East.
Yeah.
And look, this will prove to be one of the easiest, less problematic matchups that Canelo could get at this time. He is going to smash Chris Eubank. And this is a huge fight. Now, what I would recommend if I were advising Canelo, I would say don't do it in September, because guess what event was just announced for September in Wembley?
What?
Joshua versus Dubois.
Oh yeah, that's
trying to compete with
quick.
that.
Sold out quick.
Move it to October. Now, still, it's not yet cold enough where you can't put it in Wembley. Okay, it does very well if you just wait the next month. Guys, this is a stroke of genius by Canelo and his brain trust.
Kind of by
And
accident.
when I heard this news, I'm like, problem solved. Look, and then you've got Crawford in May, and then Benavidez next September. Problem solved. And guess what? Canelo will retire after these 3 fights. Chris Eubank Jr., that's a brilliant maneuver. And honestly, I would have never thought of that. Yes, absolutely brilliant. This is so once again, you can't tell me Sky Sports, who is looking for talent, looking for someone to fill up. Because once again, Eddie Hearn used to be with Sky Sports. He left for DAZN. Frank Warren used to be with Sky Sports, and then he left to BT Sport and now TNT. So they don't have any talent. Sky Sports will be willing to pay Canelo whatever he wants for this matchup. I guarantee you, they would be willing for this matchup on Sky Sports exclusively. They will be willing to pay him 50 million pounds. Problem solved. And then that sets the table for Terrence Crawford should he take care of business on August 3rd.
Yes, I agree 100%. I think the bigger picture is Terrence Crawford. We all know that Chris Eubank got trained by W.A.W, and W.A.W, as well, right? I think he's getting currently trained by I'm not sure if he's getting currently trained by W.A.W. I'm not sure.
Well,
but
Eubank Jr., yeah, he's going to be trained by W.A.W. Yeah.
Oh, is he really?
If this fight materializes, yes.
Okay, then this is perfect. This is genius from the Canelo team. So yeah, this, and then they also fight, but kind of similar. Now I wouldn't say similar, but there's similarities. With Eubank and Terrence Crawford. Now I think this is Eubank I would say he's a bigger version of a Terrence Crawford. I mean, who's going to sit here and say that a Terrence Crawford hits harder than Eubank? I'll wait. Anybody?
Terrence Crawford, look. Look. That's a loaded question, to be honest, because everyone knows who knows what they're like. Adam, what shots hurt more?
Body shots?
No.
What you don't see.
That's that you don't see.
Look. The shots that you don't see, right? And
Right.
if you have a guy with a really high ring IQ, like Terrence Crawford, he's going to hit you with something that you don't see coming.
Yep.
Look, so Adam, how does it feel to be hit on relaxed tissue when you don't see coming?
You don't see coming. You're relaxing. It's a jolt. You don't see anything coming. You don't even think the punch was there, and it came and it hurts you and it rocks you. It's unsuspecting. That's why you get cold cocked. That's why it's called cold cocked. I wasn't
Yep.
ready for the punch
Yep.
at all, but I got hit. That's why you see those videos, and those videos are so violent when you see them. You go, "Oh my god, I can't believe this guy just got just got rocked." The guy didn't even know the punch was coming, and he gets rocked, and it's shocking when you see it when it happens. And it's the same thing with anything with boxing. They didn't think the punch was coming. It came. Guess what? The guy gets rocked, and you're like, "Oh my god, it's a spectacular knockout." But that's the same thing.
Yep,
And
Yeah.
guys. So
Came out of nowhere. Came out of nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So Adam knows, right? So how was it? Tell us. How was it when you first sparred Bam Rodriguez?
I said, okay, so when
Yeah.
I first sparred Bam, I sparred him for my last professional fight. I was going against Salim, who I think is like #1 in the WBA right now. He just lost, but anyways, I fought him, and I was like, you know what? This fucking guy has never fought any guy like me. I think I can beat him. He's untested, and you know what? I'm gonna get him. This is the best time to get him. Yeah, let's get him now. All right. Fuck it. They give me a good money. Give me a good payday. I'm gonna fight him. And then my trainer, Chata Martinez, is like, all right, you're gonna spar Bam. And I had only seen Bam when he was like 15, 16 years old. And he
Yep.
was showing kids at that age. And I would watch him and I go, yeah, but he's fighting only 15, 16-year-old kids, dude. And I'm like, maybe the USA amateur is not what it used to be. I got a shot on this fucking kid. And then he goes in there.
I thought his footwork was a lot better, man. I thought his footwork was a lot better, a lot faster.
Well,
And
look,
you know,
Peter.
I'm an Estrada fan, man. I'm an Estrada fan. I like El Gallo, man. It's just, I mean, how can you not like him? I was rooting for him. You know, that was a great fight.
Yeah, look, it was a brilliant virtuoso performance. Adam, as you were, sir. Go ahead.
And I was saying, I was like, oh, I think I got this guy. And then all of a sudden, I found out like what Bam was about. I had sparred Josh plenty of times before, and I kind of knew like Josh, you'll block the first like first 3 punches, but the last 4 you're gonna get hit with them. The combination punching on Josh was incredible, and then Bam, it's just he's surgical, and
Yep.
it's so like beautiful the way he does it. And he'll move on you, and you go, yeah, he moved on this guy, but he's not gonna move on me. And then he moves on you, and you go,
Yeah,
fuck, dude, this guy is what like is advertised, and it's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like it's revelations. Like you get like you actually like realize like what you're going up against, and you like go like, holy fuck, like this kid is what is advertised. Everybody's been saying that he is the next guy, and go, yeah, he's the next guy. Like
Yep.
I first say Joseph would tell you in San Antonio for a good while, I was the next guy.
Yep.
And
Adam was the shit. He was one of the most highly touted prospects in boxing.
and then he comes along and he goes, you go, this guy's the next guy. Like I can't believe that. I had sparred his brother, and I thought his brother was a world champion.
The professor. Yep.
25 years, and then you spar Bam, and you go, oh my!
On a different level.
It's like, and Josh is phenomenal, and Bam is just
Yep.
out of this world. And then you hear like Rick Glazer goes, he can be an all-time great. And me sparring him, I go, yeah, he said nothing that was wrong. Bam could be an all-time great. And
Yep.
it's kind of like, it's so nice knowing that I actually shared the ring with him, that you can't be envious of that at all, because you go, I sparred him 10 rounds, and I saw it firsthand, and like I can
Yep.
only POV like that view of the punches, and he was everything that was advertised, and it was truly masterful.
Yep. Guys,
Yep.
and once again, Adam said the magic words, right? He's going to perform surgery on you. Like El Gallo Estrada was in a state of shock, and you could see that. He was like, wait a minute, this isn't supposed to happen. This has never happened to me in my entire career. Not against anyone, not against Chocolatito, not against anybody. But Bam was performing surgery on him. Now, he had the right strategy to start on paper, moving to his left, keeping the fight from mid to long range, keeping the fight as much as possible in the center of the ring. But when Adam started using that, or when I say Adam, when Bam started using that footwork to go in and out of the pocket, it's El Gallo couldn't time him. At this stage of his career, good luck timing Bam Rodriguez. And when he fires off a combination, Adam was describing it, he'll step around you immediately, so you can't counter effectively. You've got to turn and reset. Advantage Bam Rodriguez. And El Gallo finally was like, okay, look, the only way I'm going to be able to work my way back into this fight is if I cut off that reaction time. He's definitely the quicker, younger, harder punching guy in this. So I have no chance from mid to long range.
And he hasn't had very many fights. Yeah, Gallo had a lot of time off.
Yeah,
Gallo had a lot of time off.
Yeah, but he has a lot of time. He's 34 years old. He's always had a lot of time off. He's already old. He's already done. He's already past his prime.
Yep.
It's just like, we're not going to see, like, that was such a masterful performance. And maybe if we did get a 24-year-old guy or Estrada, we might have seen something a little bit different. But what could he possibly have done? We saw, guess what? We saw something that Devin Haney, who is an undisputed world champion, he couldn't demonstrate. Bam Rodriguez got dropped in the 6th round. 2 rounds later, he comes and knocks him out.
Yep.
And that he had a chin.
Yep.
That was Gallo, man.
Not just a chin. Not just a chin. It was the mindset. The mindset where, hey, man, you know what? And he stated after the fight, you know, I was hoping that this would happen. I know that sounds ridiculous, that I was hoping that I would get floored and face adversity, but I wanted to see that from myself, how I would react when faced with adversity from the first time in my career. And hey, man, I was hoping that would, like, when a guy says that, buckle up. It's gonna be a hard day at the office for anyone who steps in the ring with Bam Rodriguez. And honestly, if I'm El Gallo Estrada, I don't want any part of that. I know Bam is contractually obligated, from what I was told by Jesse. Right? I spoke to him yesterday, and he said that he's got a rematch clause, but that's entirely up to him to enact. Okay, and in my opinion, I don't want any part of that. Peter, do you want to see a rematch?
Bro, I'm an El Gallo fan. I don't give a shit. You know, if Gallo wants to come back and try it one more time, more power to him, man. He's a talented guy. He's laid back. He's a great fighter. He's given us many great fights, and if he thinks he can do it one more time, let the old boy try it.
Yeah, you know what? It's to his discretion, obviously. But from where I'm sitting, and once again, I don't have a dog in the hunt, really. I know the Rodriguez family, and they're great people. And Bam has a great foundation to where you're not going to see him act like Ryan Garcia. And no offense to Henry. I love Henry. He's a great guy. But you will never see Bam Rodriguez fly off the rails like you have with Ryan Garcia. God bless them both. But I will say this.
Yeah.
If he's hoping for a miracle in the ring later this year when he enacts that rematch clause, which will take place at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio later this year,
It better be.
because they have the A-side advantage now, right? And if that happens, he had better pray for a miracle. Either that or ask for an exemption to take a baseball bat in the ring, because that's the only way he's going to win. Bam, he's completely outgunned in power, in ring IQ,
With who?
youth, speed. El Gallo, he's
Oh, yeah.
completely outgunned.
They're-
And I will say this, Adam, and this is Adam Hurley. What about Bam versus Nick Ball? He's at 126.
There's a good fight. There's a good fight.
No, but
Well, look. Bam is at 115, guys.
classes, dude. What are you trying to do?
Go
That's
ahead.
good
Go ahead,
fight.
Adam.
He can't.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, he can't do it, dude. It can't happen. Like I get the whole fantasy fucking matchups, him versus Inoue. The guy's at 112. You want him to go up 10 pounds up in weight just to fight Inoue? Inoue's almost gonna go out of 122, and you want him to go up? It's like, not at this point. You're not asking for the best matchups for him. You're just asking him to get beat, or trying to get him to get beat.
That's it, guys. That's like asking Inoue to jump up to 35 and fight Tank Davis.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Bam asking Bam to go up to after Bam to go over to 30 and fight Tank. It's like,
Well, who asked him to do that?
and if
No.
Nobody-
Look.
you're gonna say,
The
okay,
fans.
fight Dennis Crawford next. It's like, stop.
Look, the fans are the real bosses of boxing, and if they create the demand for a matchup, then the fighters and everyone involved with boxing should oblige. But some of these recommendations and suggestions are very unrealistic. There are weight divisions for a reason, guys.
Yeah.
And it's totally
But look, make no mistake about this. If the fans beat the drum loud enough, yeah, it's up to all of us to oblige to put that together. Adam, if you had to now, once again, guys, the more realistic fight that's somewhat mythical at this point would be, and he's fighting, what is it, on Monday in Japan? Junto Nakatani on ESPN.
yes.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
the more realistic matchup that would be, in my mind, the toughest matchup for Bam at this time would be Junto Nakatani at 118. That
That'd be
would
good.
be,
That's a good fight.
that's a tough fight.
That's
He's
a
got-
that's
like,
a damn
honestly,
good fight.
Honestly, I don't know how Junto Nakatani actually made 112 at one time. That guy is already a biscuit shy of 126. He's huge for the weight division. He's such a big puncher. Like, I don't know how he ever made 112. And this guy is a big ticket seller in Japan. Now, honestly, Bam is still co-promoted by Honda, Mr. Honda, and Tekken Promotions. So that's not out of the question. But in your mind, Adam, does Bam challenge himself and make some huge money in Japan next year?
He's in the catbird seat, I think, right now.
Hmm.
He whatever.
I haven't heard that expression in a really long time. Go ahead, sir. Good job.
I told you I'm an old soul.
You are, my friend. You are.
He's in the catbird seat right now. He can do literally whatever the fuck he wants. He's dude, right now he's top 5 pound for pound. We all have him.
Yep.
Junko is right now is number 9 or 10. At the cusp of 10, or at least in the top.
He is. He's number 9, number 10, number 8
By
on a
rate-
lot of pound for pound lists.
At least 10 or 9. Either or. Bam went all the way up to 5 or 4. And so right now, Bam right now is on the cusp. He has basically everything in his hand. He doesn't have the like the Mexican fan base that we want, or the Mexican fan base that you would want from somebody like a Chocolatito, who is also with Tekken, but had a country behind him with Nicaragua. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the guy
Well, he's got the U.S. of A. behind him.
No,
who?
whoa. Look. Peter says he's got the USA behind him. No, he doesn't. Not yet.
No,
And why is that? Whose fault is that? That's Eddie Hearn.
that's
Look, dude, you've got the greatest fighter in the boxing rich history of San Antonio behind you. Why would you stage this fight in Phoenix?
exactly.
Adam, if you stage El Gallo versus Bam in the Alamodome, how many fans actually purchased tickets for that event?
You at least get 40,000.
That's it. That's it, guys. So once again, Eddie Hearn, get wise, brother. Understand that a hot matchup isn't a hot fight until you put it in the right venue.
This guy, what Eddie Hearn needs to do is he needs to prolong this whole Bam thing. Get Junto an easy win, get Bam another easy win to end out.
Whoa. You just said something that I find really interesting. So you think Junto Nakatani would be an easy win for Bam?
I don't say an easy win, but I'm saying if you want to build a fan base where Bam is kind of the favorite, I think he is the favorite. They're both lefties. Junko is a little bit bigger, but Bam is a little bit slicker. And you know what I do?
Yep.
We make this fight in April at the Alamo Dome. Guess what's in April? What's in April?
Fiesta.
Guess what? You know who had the biggest fight? Canelo.
Yep.
40,000.
Yep.
40,000
Austin Trout.
Trout.
I was in Austin Trout's corner that night.
Exactly. And guess what? You make it for Alamo Dome in April.
Fiesta time. Very good observation, Adam.
And you
very
get
good observation.
40, at least 30 or 40,000 in attendance for that card.
Look. If Chavez Jr. can put 40,000 fans in the Alamo Dome fighting what was his name? The Irishman. It eludes me now. At middleweight.
Oh,
what was his name?
Andy Lee?
No, not Andy Lee.
John Duddy.
Not Andy Lee. John Duddy. Thank you, brother. Top ranked guy. John Duddy, if they can sell out 40,000 tickets at the Alamo Dome, you bet your ass Bam Rodriguez and Junto Nakatani can do that. So why would Eddie Hearn stage his events in Phoenix? Yeah, it's a head scratcher. But guys, nonetheless, congratulations to Bam Rodriguez and all the success that he's having. And look, someone asked me, I remember when no one had seen really Bam fight on the big stage in a main event. And he heeded the call when Carlos Cuadras, his opponent, dropped off. And so out of necessity, he said, well, Eddie, I can jump in the main event. I can move up from strawweight to super flyweight for this event. And he did it in 2 weeks' notice, and he whooped that ass. And I told everyone, look, you're going to see a future pound-for-pound star. And this is his coming out party. And he's been proving me right ever since. He is by far one of the best fighters in boxing right now on the planet. Pound for pound. It's very difficult to argue with that sentiment. Now, once again, it's like go ahead.
But think about it. But think about it. He doesn't have any more promo than William Zepeda. I mean, William Zepeda is a great fighter, and he's going to fight this that old boy that gave Pitbull all that trouble, I think. And William Zepeda and Bam Rodriguez have about the same amount of promo. So whoever is pushing those guys, they need to get their promotion deal together, because Bam, I agree. Bam's up there. I mean, Bam Rodriguez, he's pound for damn sure.
Well, I've heard fans on social media who insist to me that, oh, you know what, if it's below 126, I'm just not interested. And I'm like, brother, then you're missing out. Because in my opinion, the 115-pound weight division is the best representation of this sport, combining all action with high ring IQ. And that's
Okay.
Bam Rodriguez at this time.
Agreed. But, he needs a marketing strategy. If he's going to get his name out there with his belts and his pictures, he needs a damn marketing strategy. Somebody needs to get him out there. He needs to start doing ESPN. He needs to start talking. I don't know. He needs to get his face in the media. If you're going to promote yourself, that's what I liked about Tiafimo.
Adam, go ahead, brother.
Maybe he should start saying the N-word.
Oh, jeez, stop it.
Hey, I'm
And
telling
that's
you.
the Adam
I'm
Lopez
telling
we
you.
love. Hey, Adam, brother, I love when you have some social lubricant in you, brother. Salud. Here's to you, Adam. Here's to you, Peter. God bless you both. Hey, Heineken. I love it, man.
I mean, think about it, man. These guys,
dog.
they're nationwide stars. They're nationwide celebrities in the boxing arena, and they don't have a marketing strategy.
No. This is all Eddie Hearn's fault.
It is.
Once again, if you put him in San Antonio, then you start getting the mainstream local media involved. Like Adam, how many times has he been featured in San Antonio?
Rick was the last guy to put him on. Oh no, he wasn't the last guy. Rick.
No. He had him at the new Techport Arena in on the south side.
Where he.
But that venue only holds 4,000 tickets.
Yes.
4,000 seats.
And they didn't really do a good job of selling that either, even though it was his coming out party. They didn't really do a good job selling that out.
Look, if you must know the truth, right? Our guy, TMB. Oh my gosh, his name eludes me. It's so stupid.
Rick.
Ricky Medina Jr. Ricky Medina Jr. sold more tickets than Bam on the undercard, fighting Raymond Ford.
What did he do? A rap song? I mean, think about it, man. I mean, Ryan did a rap song. Ryan's out there on Twitter every day. What's Bam doing? Sitting in the gym, hitting a bag, hoping somebody promotes him. It's just like Tiafimo said that one time. He goes, nobody's going to promote me, so I have to promote myself. And I appreciate him for that.
Look, to Bam's defense, go ahead, Adam. I'm sorry.
I get that. You know what? I do hate the way that, like, you have to promote yourself, because it's like, why did I sign you for the title of promoter when you're not promoting me? I'm supposed to practice my craft and be the best fighter I can be. You're supposed to be promoting me and make me a personality. If you can't do that, then why am I signing with you? Because you have TV dates? I get that. And that's the thing they hang over us. We have to also promote ourselves with social media and all that. When you have the title of promoter, you might as well be event scheduler, not promoter, because you're not promoting me. I'm promoting myself. And guess what? I'm not doing that. I'm working on my craft.
That's it. And you know what, Adam? Zab Judah, I remember when I first got in this business, guys, I covered Zab Judah versus Carlos Baldomir in New York, right? And I remember speaking to Zab Judah after the fight, and he lost to Carlos Baldomir. And every belt, and remember at the time he was the undisputed champion. He put every belt on the line except the IBF.
Who did he beat for the undisputed?
Corey Spinks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don King show.
Yep, it was a Don King show. And so when I asked Zab Judah, I'm like, wow, did you overlook Carlos? What happened? And he goes, look, no excuses. And he goes, but I'm exhausted. He said the amount of press I had to do for Don King. I did several radio spots, several TV spots, and I was exhausted. And to be honest with you, I really wish I hadn't committed to doing all of these media spots to get people to come to my show in New York. That's what my promoter's supposed to be there for. And you know what? In my opinion, he said, no offense to Carlos Baldemir. That's the only reason why I lost. Because most of the time, if I'm full strength, if I'm not exhausted, if I don't have to do all this other shit, if I'm just focused on whooping someone's ass in the ring, I beat this guy 10 times till Tuesday. So that's what Adam is basically saying. It's like, focus on being the best you can be in the ring.
Here's
And
the deal.
promoter,
Here's the deal. Here's the
do his
deal.
job.
There's
Go ahead,
plenty
sir.
of local shows that will have you on for 15 minutes, and you can sit on there and talk about whatever you want to. You know what I'm talking about because you've been in the music business. You promoted your own shows and did your own
That's
shows
right.
and tried to sell
That's right.
tickets. You know damn well you can walk on
Mhm.
all these local shows for 15 minutes. So if he did 2 local shows, 15 minutes in 1 week before his fight, people start to know who he was. Even if he's got to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go up.
Yeah, well, you know what? Being a musician and taking punches to the face, it's a very different thing. Peter.
Yeah, but we're up
And
late all night
you and I both
too.
know that. Huh?
We're up late all night too. You know, I mean, that's the deal. It's show business. You know, boxing
You
is
know
show
what?
business.
Yes, it is an entertainment field. You're right. And both entertainment fields are run almost identically. That's why so many promoters in the music business usually make their way to boxing, like Shelly Finkel, like Don Kirshner, like Al Heyman. They made their bones in the music industry first and then migrated to boxing. That's why, because they're both run exactly the same. They're not run like other sports. Boxing.
Case in point, Bud Crawford was signed with Top Rank for how long? He had
Yes, sir.
ESPN at his fingertips. Bob Arum even said it. He said Bud had his ESPN at his fingertips. He could have got on anytime, but he didn't. You know, he didn't. And then he's sitting there wondering why he isn't making the money he's not making. People don't know who he is. Well, that's why.
Well, look, it's much deeper than that, Peter. And once again,
Could have
most
walked
fans
on any time. Could have walked on any time. Name recognition, man.
It doesn't work like that, man. And I'll tell you, most people don't realize, right, that featurettes, you know, like that 24/7 special that Ross Greenberg came up with for HBO. The who actually foots the bill for those featurettes? It's the promoters.
He could have gone on for free. He could have walked on for free. All he would have had to do was make a shot because Bob Arum and ESPN are like, you know, they're connected at the hip. It's a Disney organization. It's a Sheldon Adelson deal. They're all connected at the hip.
Look, I'm going to tell you something, and this is the quandary of boxing at this time. Now, I try to get, and Adam, you know this, I try to get as many fighters as I can that I'm working with on mainstream media outlets locally in the metropolitan area when a big fight's coming up. You know this. And what's the dilemma that I always get? Oh, well, you know what? The Cowboys, they're playing on something. That's the big story. And I know this guy is a local fighter, but honestly, that's not mainstream media. That's not mainstream news. Go ahead, sir.
I get what Peter's saying. He goes, you have ESPN at your fingertips because Top Rank signed with ESPN, so why don't you get on with ESPN? It's like, I have ESPN, but I have to go against the NFL and the NBA. It's like, I'm the last fucking thing these guys care about. The UFC, they have more money with the UFC because they have $1 billion deal with the UFC, but I mean, they rarely give a shit about boxing. So you have to make a splash. You have to be you have to beat up.
You have to give them a reason.
You have to give him a reason.
You have to give him a reason. So
You get-
once again, so my angle as a publicist, right, was always trying to find a unique angle, something distinctive in a fighter story, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Adam.
You know who would be huge at this point in time in our lives?
What?
Who would be
Who?
huge, Peter? Who would be huge right now at this point in time of our lives?
Who
Historical
would
fight.
be huge?
Who would be huge?
Go ahead, Adam.
Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali.
Oh,
Right
dude.
now, what's going on with the current situation, what's going on in our lives? Muhammad Ali
Yeah.
would be a giant. ESPN
Yep.
would not. ESPN's shoving that WNBA down our throats. Do you imagine he was going with what he went through in actual life with the Vietnam War right now, going back then? Let's say there was another war with the Ukraine war, and he didn't want to get drafted into that war, and he made a stand in that. Dude, he would blow up ESPN, and he would any fighter that made that stand would be the greatest athlete
Yep.
of our.
And to
Actually, made a-
to support your statement, look how huge a lesser talent like Colin Kaepernick became for just kneeling for the anthem.
yes, Colin
They embrace that shit, and that guy's of no consequence.
Yes. No, that's why I say like the greatest sports events of all time. The greatest. You will never get another sporting event greater than this. Joe Louis versus Max Schmeling.
Oh
The
my
greatest
gosh.
sporting events of all time.
The cultural implications for that. Yeah.
Exactly.
If you put that in today's standards, right?
Yes.
If you put that today,
Today
that would completely dwarf Mayweather Pacquiao
dwarf
by
Mayweather
far.
Pacquiao, every Super Bowl.
It would be like the Super
every
Bowl.
World Series.
Yeah.
Yes. It totally dwarfs everything because guess what? It's a magnitude of two countries at war at the time. And guess what? The winner gets the morale, and guess what? They win the war.
Yep.
You can't write a story better than that.
Yep. And look.
Happened
That's honestly going back in history. When you think about it, it was boxing's greatest blessing and curse at the same time. Peter, think about, and you're out of age where you understand and you remember when this was happening. How culturally impactful was Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier 1? It was the perfect storm. You had two undefeated champions. And the only reason why you had that scenario was because Muhammad Ali didn't lose his title by losing. He got stripped. And so when he was incarcerated, Joe Frazier became champion. And he was whooping everyone's ass. And so then you had that perfect storm. Two guys completely representing the cultural divide in the country at the time. Right? You had Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali creating the perfect event. Both undisputed champions, because keep in mind, at the time, there were only 2 titles, not 4. So this was the first time in boxing history that you had 2 undefeated champions competing for heavyweight supremacy. It had never happened before. And unfortunately, because that fight captured the imagination of everyone, not just in the country, all around the world, promoters have been trying to recreate that magic, keeping guys in their winning ways, trying to create undefeated champion versus undefeated champion. And that's, in my opinion, that's why you see promoters trying to keep fighters in their winning ways without testing them properly, trying to recreate the magic of Ali Frazier. Your thoughts on that, my friend?
It sounds pretty much right. You know, those times only come around once in history.
Yep. And look, but honestly, how old were you at the time? Don't get offended with me asking you that, but how old were you when that fight took place?
Frazier?
Ollie Frazier.
Oh,
Come on.
geez, I think I was like 20 something. I can't remember.
Did you go see that fight on closed circuit?
No, I was driving to Georgia to play in a band, and I pulled over in a motel room, listened to it on the radio.
That's it. That's it.
Remember we used to get fights on the radio?
Oh my gosh, I used to love it. In fact, I really wish that was still a thing. But with technology the way it is now and with piracy, there's no need. Right? And it's terrible. Piracy is, guys, unless diehard fans choose to be passionate enough about this sport again and elect to financially support it, it's going to be the detriment, the demise of boxing in the American market. And Peter, you know this. What did Danny, yeah, welcome to the show, sir. Thank you for joining us, my friend. God bless you, brother. Happy 4th. But Peter, you know this. What did illegal streaming do to the music business?
Oh, totally messed it up, man.
Destroyed it.
Messed it up.
Destroyed it. Now, let me ask you something. What is the likelihood? Because if you notice, acts now, they have to tour ad nauseum just to make similar income, because there is no more money,
bro,
from your intellectual property and residual income. There is no more. It doesn't exist. Like Spotify can pay a moron like Joe Rogan $100 million, but they'll pay legends like Pete Townsend pennies for clicks. Does that make any sense whatsoever?
Well, here's the deal, man. Every dog has their day. Every dog has their day, and Pete Townsend, nobody knows who he is anymore. You and I know who he is. It's just like, yes, nobody knows who they are.
Oh, bite your tongue, young man.
Everything goes around, comes around, and the world's changing. Streaming is streaming. People.
So here's my point. Right? So how did it actually ruin the music industry? Because now, well, hold on. In this day and age, Peter, if you've ever been commissioned, and if you've ever been a musician on a major label release, right? You understand how much money they used to spend. And I'm sure you were a ghost musician, just like I was, and played on several other artists' releases without mention, without any praise, without any accolades, but you were paid to do a job.
Right.
And so once again, what are the chances of nowadays when there's no money to be had at the recording level, right? There's no more money to be had there's no more money to be made by your intellectual property or by a studio release. So what are the chances of Physical Graffiti by Led Zeppelin being produced today?
Bro, nobody's that's what I'm trying to tell you is nobody's listening to that stuff anymore. It all changed. The world changed.
Look.
In their day, you could go out and buy an album. You could buy a CD. You could take it home. They could make money off it. But nowadays, nobody needs albums. Nobody needs CDs. And the only guys who are running vinyl.
Peter, that's where you're misinformed, my friend. Because if you stay current with Billboard and trends in the music business, how much of new music, what percentage of new music it makes up all of the downloaded music that everyone's listening to? What percentage? Take a guess.
10%.
Less.
Well, I was being nice.
As far as the latest information that I received from Billboard, it's less than 5% now.
Wow.
Everyone is listening to old music. And why is that? Because it's better. It's just better. It's better. It's more like, honestly, when you spend more time and you understand and put more passion, time, effort in creating that art, it's a better product ultimately. Like nowadays, guys, like labels, when you talk to a label nowadays, they will actually tell you, hey, go ahead and make the product. We'll remaster it and we'll release it. We'll distribute it, and we'll get X amount of percentage. Okay, but you need to bring us a product that we can actually distribute.
And you're going to have a band behind you and go out and tour to promote it.
That's it.
And that's the only way. And you're gonna, and we'll put some merch behind you. We'll put some merch behind you. You'll get a cut off of it, and you're gonna get so much a night. You're gonna get so much.
But hey, and just like the last band, I was signed with an indie label. They gave us the money to record the album, but we were liable to pay it back, and we had to go out on tour until we were able to pay back that money.
Right. See, I wouldn't have took that deal.
Well, once again, yeah, maybe it was unwise, but look, I was 40, I don't remember, 40 and some change. And I said, you know what, this might be my last chance to go out and record music and perform music. And so I took it. And so, yeah, it was fun until it wasn't. My point is, though, guys, and my point is how this relates to boxing. Guys, we've come to a fork in the road in boxing. That these fighters with piracy, and once again, you're not, if guys can actually get this product for free on the internet after decades of being expected to foot the bill for every major event, now that they have the opportunity to watch it for free, the long-suffering fans of boxing are going to do it. And statistics have proven this. Listen to this. Usyk versus Fury flopped on pay-per-view stateside, doing less than 70,000 purchases. I know this for a fact. But do you know how many illegal streams, how many people actually saw it live?
Probably about 5-6 million.
More than that, almost 20 million globally.
Oh, yeah, globally. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
And so, once again, is it causing, are these fighters adjusting their pay, expected pay accordingly? No, they're not.
Well, so you're not going to get rich off
problem, guys. This is a real problem. Something has to give. And look, all I can say is boxing saving grace at this time is Turkey Al Sheikh. Because apparently, according to everyone, he doesn't mind giving away Saudi money to see the fights that he wants to fight, to see the fights that he wants to see. But how long is that going to last, realistically? Think about this. Without Turkey Al Sheikh paying for footing the bill for all of this and expecting nothing in return, how long is that realistically going to last?
I'm glad he's a fight fan. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Yep. Indeed, my friend. Indeed.
I'm glad he's a fight fan. I see him sitting there and he's shaking his fist. Go for it, Sheik.
Yep. God bless you, brother. And once again, thank you for being the benefactor and bailing out boxing at this time. But in my opinion, it's not going to last. So now you look at all the new music that's being produced. mumble rap. Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, the most money that's being interjected in a specific genre in terms of production value is country right now.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever wondered, Peter, what happened to all the prolific songwriters from pop music and rock music in previous eras, they migrated to country.
Well, all the old guys like Zeppelin, like Journey, like Kansas, they're all out there. They switched singers. They got some guys that can really sing. Journey, not so much, but
Come
they're all out there
on.
making their money. Nah,
You don't like
Leon
Arnold
Pineda is
Pineda?
no. Leon, no. Well, I do like him. I have nothing against the kid, man. He's doing fine, but he's no Steve Perry, bro. Come on.
Well, look.
That-
Steve Perry.
You ever listen
Steve
to
Perry.
You ever listen to Perry?
Oh my God.
Steve Perry's
dude. I'm a
unbelievable,
singer, man. I'm a singer, dude. Of course. I grew up on like Journey. I remember Journey when they were the backup band to Carlos Santana.
bro.
Right?
Steve Perry I've never
Perry,
heard anything like that in my life.
Yep. Well, look, guys. If you don't know the majesty yet of Steve Perry with Journey, listen to the Escape album.
I don't even know what you call a voice. I don't even know what you call a voice like that.
Yeah, look, it's a gift. It's divinely inspired, and that's why the point I was making. The point I was making earlier. That's why Satan attacks musicians. It's a gift from God, and it's divinely inspired. That's why you see so many musicians. Well, veer from the path of righteousness.
But yeah, all the old guys are out there touring, man. All the old guys are out there touring, making money. Deep Purple's out there. Everybody's out there.
My point once, and that proves my point again. Why are they still touring? Because there's
money.
Demand. There's a demand, though. Now, you said, well, no one's listening. Yes, they are. In fact, they're listening to this. The only reason why you don't see Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon still on the Billboard charts is because they don't allow it anymore. If it's over a year old, they don't allow it on the Billboard charts, or else you would see the Eagles' Long Run being in the top 10 still. Physical Graffiti.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it. Who's even looking at Billboard anymore? They click on a station and they're playing oldies, and people listen to it. And then they promote the concert tour.
So now fans
Billboard.
So now fans don't have to be at the mercy of the radio stations, who basically, well, we're going to play what we want you to hear. Now fans, there are enough outlets, and it's on demand, everything. So my point for bringing all of this up, guys, because illegal streaming is, well, obviously here to stay. And obviously not enough fans care about financially supporting their favorite pastime to make a difference. So what's going to happen to boxing, guys?
Well, I'll tell you the truth, Joe. I can only afford so many fights because I'm retired. So, when a good one comes up like Crawford and Spence, I bought that one.
Of course.
I mean, Bud Crawford, my favorite fighter. But I like William Zepeda. I might buy that one. Bam, I didn't buy, but I saw the reruns on YouTube. Yeah, that's another thing. You can sit there and watch reruns on YouTube.
Yep.
Like Mateus and Perro. I heard
Great
about
fight.
that. I didn't watch. I didn't get to catch that fight, but it was a great performance, man. Perro, he did great.
Yep.
But I only caught the highlights. Didn't get to see the whole fight.
So you don't subscribe to DAZN then?
No.
Or look, it was on the same night as Tank Davis versus Frank Martin, right?
Yeah, I saw the highlights on that, but I knew he was going to beat Frank Martin up because Frank
Yeah.
Martin can't box. You know.
Oh, don't say that, brother. Frank Martin is an
Well,
exceptional boxer. But he just look. He just doesn't have the power to get the attention of someone like Tank Davis. And unless you have the power to garner that attention, you're in trouble. You've got to keep him honest and make him think twice about walking through the front door. And if he tastes your power and he doesn't respect it, you're in trouble. So as soon as Tank finds range, it's done. It's over. And that's what happened with Frank Martin. You've got to give him something to think about to keep him off of you. Or else you're done for.
From what I was seeing, in the highlights, Frank, it looked like Tank was walking him down. It just looked like he was walking him down. They showed the first round, then they showed the third round, then they showed the sixth.
Well, this is why I encourage everyone to watch the entire fight, because for the first 3 or 4 rounds, Frank Martin, look, according to my scorecard, and we had a watch party at Dave & Buster's, and thank you to everyone who showed up. We had hundreds of people watching the fight with us live. And my scorecard after 4 rounds was 3-1 Frank Martin. He was doing a brilliant job dictating the pace of the fight, controlling range with his jab and his footwork.
And then he got walked down and knocked out.
And why is that? Because he didn't have to worry about anything coming back at him.
Tank knew he couldn't box. Tank knew it. He knew it at the weigh-in. You could see it.
No, that's not it.
Didn't he?
He's an excellent boxer, but he couldn't hurt Tank Davis. Tank didn't respect the power.
There you go. Because he knew he couldn't fight.
No, Peter. Look, Paulie Malignaggi is an elite level boxer. Very skilled, very smart, very high ring IQ, but he couldn't punch himself out of a paper bag. Those are 2 different things. Frank Martin, brother, he's got a victory in the amateurs over Virgil Ortiz. He's an excellent boxer.
Yeah. Gary Antoine's got a great victory over Boots Ennis too, and he couldn't beat Torello. So,
I'm sorry. Who are you talking about?
Gary Antoine, he beat Boots Ennis 3 times in the amateurs, and he couldn't beat Puello. So, that amateur stuff, when they get into the pros, is a different deal. But here's what the deal was, in my opinion. Okay, it's just my opinion. Tank Davis knew. He saw it, and he knew that Frank didn't have the fundamentals. And, he might have lost a couple of rounds, and then he caught him. Then he caught him. He was looking for that uppercut, and he caught him.
Stop. Frank didn't have the fundamentals. That is like, honestly, that is.
Did he get knocked out or didn't he?
And what does that have to do with fundamentals, sir?
The fundamentals is Tank knew it, and he was walking him down.
Stop it. No, it's because he didn't respect his power. He wasn't worried about anything coming back. Because let me tell you, if you watch the entire fight, Frank was controlling range and touching him up ad nauseum, like at will, for the first 3 rounds. Like he was actually beating Tank decisively in the first 3 rounds. But
I didn't get to watch it.
That's why I'm saying, look, do yourself a favor. Go to Vimeo or something and watch the entire fight. And you'll see that Frank was outboxing Tank Davis in the first 3 rounds.
I like Frank. I think he's a nice guy, but Tank's on a different level.
Tank's on a different level. Look, Tank is on a different level. He not only has a high ring IQ, okay? And once again, he proved that against Frank Martin. Because one thing that he's rarely shown is the ability to cut off the ring and close the distance. He's been known and labeled as a counterpuncher by trade. And so very seldom does he take the lead cut off the ring and close the distance. And he did all of those exceptionally well. And so combine that with one punch knockout power, and you have an elite level talent.
On top of that, I caught the interview at the end, and he said, I knew he was going to get tired. And he was right. He did. He got tired.
Yeah, of course. Of course. When you can't give your opponent something to think twice about, like you've got to earn that respect. And if you can't hurt your opponent, he's not going to have any trepidation of walking through the front door, breaching that perimeter. And that's what Frank Martin found out in the 5th round.
Yeah.
It was all but done after the 4th round. As soon as Tank started finding that range and started landing, he said, okay, I've got this guy, because I don't have anything to worry about coming back. But it has nothing to do with skill, Peter.
Well, yeah, it does. Tank knew he couldn't. Tank knew he was going to get wore out. Tank knew he couldn't hurt him, and Tank just caught him. He was looking for that uppercut, and bang,
that's it. But my point is, it has nothing to do with skill, dude. Like, Frank Martin is a very skilled fighter, but if you're bringing a knife to a gunfight, you're done in boxing. You're done, unless it's one of those anomalies like Chris Bird versus David Tua. Like David Tua, that guy had a sledgehammer in his left hand, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But Chris Bird not only was a super slick defensive-minded fighter, very capable, very proficient at that, but it helped to have a brilliant chin in the heavyweight division, because he got cracked, but he could take it a lot better than John Ruiz. So one thing I will say, though, in criticism to Frank Martin, boy, he doesn't have a Chris Bird chin. But then again, though, Tank is an anomaly. In your mind, when is the last time you've seen a lightweight fighter punch as hard as Tank Davis?
Oh, man, it's been a while. Tank's pretty good, man. He's sneaky. The guy is sneaky. He had a hell of a time with Pitbull. Pitbull was walking him down. In fact, he was skidding around in the 12th round on his ass. I didn't think he won that fight. But Pitbull's a nasty little guy, man. He'll keep walking in. He's hard to hit. He keeps a close guard. You can't uppercut him. Parries punches. He's a smart little fighter, man, that guy.
Hey, Peter, do me a favor, brother. Can you actually point your camera down so I can see who I'm talking to? There you are, my friend.
Sorry.
No, Peter. I'm really glad you're joining us, man, tonight, brother. It's long overdue. It's been a while since you've joined us live.
Yeah, I gotta ask you, what do you think of that Pero Mateus fight? I only saw a little bit of it, but it looked like Pero was boxing the hell out of him.
Dude, you need to subscribe to the Zone, man, because you're such a smart guy, and seeing the highlights doesn't do it. Now, here's go ahead, sir.
This is my contention. You know how Mateus fights. I mean, we've seen three of his fights, right? And it just seems like they punch away at him, and then he gets in close, and the way he throws his punches, he's got pretty much his whole back and his whole ass into it. So he throws really hard punches on the inside. But what Pero did is he wouldn't clinch. He didn't get in that close. Every time Mateus thought that he was going to get in close, he stepped back and cracked him. And I thought, wow.
Well, look, actually, and you know what's hilarious is if you watch the whole fight, what Subriel Matias, his strategy is, and if you notice looking at his fights, he will actually allow you his opponents. Yeah. Now we're looking at Ermias Ponce. We're looking at Shoshan Ergashev. Two fighters who are seemingly tougher with more power and more skill than Liam Pero. But what Liam Perro did that was absolutely brilliant. And I made this parallel, and everyone laughed at me. I said, Liam Perro, forgive me for saying this, because this may be sacrilegious to a lot of fans, but Liam Perro looked like a poor man's version of Joe Calzaghe that night.
Yeah.
And here's why. And here's why. Not only did he exceed the punch output of Subriel Matias, which is a locomotive, like he will just keep on throwing. But what he did that was so masterful, like Joe Calzaghe, didn't matter who he was up against. Jeff Lacey, Mikkel Kessler, Roy Jones. He would spoil your boxing by smothering your offense.
Yeah.
So you couldn't get any leverage on your punches. And then he would rattle off a combination and turn you brilliantly. And every time you would be forced to reset every time you turned to let your hands go. And when you tried, he would move in and smother your offense. And that's what Liam Perro did so brilliantly.
Perro was pushing him off, and then Matias would come in to get close, and he'd get hit, and then Perro would move. It was like,
he would smother him. He would smother him and it was reminiscent of Joe Calzaghe.
Yeah, it
but
was.
Once again, hey, what do I know? I was ridiculed for making that similarity.
What?
And I'm like, yeah, I was ridiculed. Oh, dude, don't even mention Joe Calzaghe in the same breath as Liam Perro. I'm like, but they fought in the same style.
Yeah.
Now, who else has thought of using that strategy against a machine like Subriel Matias?
Matias found out that when he tried to clinch, he got in there and clinched, and Perro would push him off and punch him and then move.
That's right. and so a lot like Joe Calzaghe, he would think that he would be going into a clinch, but Subriel Matias, Liam Perro, he wouldn't commit to the clinch, and he would just smother your offense. And when you thought you were being clinched, he would step back and crack you with a combination, just like Joe Calzaghe, just like Andre Ward.
I know there was some sneaky stuff, man. You know, I was watching the highlights on. I just started laughing. I went, "Oh yeah, okay."
It was brilliant. And now what I can't stand though is fans and critics, faux writers or quasi writers, are now labeling Subriel Matias as an exposed fighter.
No, he
I'm
isn't.
like, look. Good luck applying that strategy like Liam Perro. How many fighters at 140 can do that?
You know, that's what really bums me out, because Matias is still a damn good fighter. You know,
and
it's like he just got outboxed. He just got outboxed. You know, it happens. God.
Yep.
I mean, that guy, man, Matias is a hard-hitting dude, and he's a come-forward kind of guy. He will bust you up, you know.
And look, you're going to see a stablemate this Saturday from Ontario, California, William Zepeda. Both have the same trainer. Both were in camp together. William Zepeda is going to be taking on that stiff from Chicago, Giovanni Cabrera.
I like the shit out of William Zepeda, man. I like William Zepeda.
What's not to like? He's exactly the carbon copy at 135 of Subriel Matias.
No, he isn't. No, he isn't. No. When William Zepeda smells blood, that's the end of it. Look.
Peter, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what everyone
He's
said
a better
about
boxer.
Matias.
He's better.
Sure.
But William Zepeda is better than Matias, in my opinion. Oh, yeah. William Zepeda, once he smells blood, that's the end of it. He will work you over.
Look.
and he's not
Well, look,
stupid. You know, he's
no,
not
no,
he's not a dumbbell.
oh, look, William Zepeda, unfortunately, we're not going to find out this weekend because he's fighting a stiff in Giovanni Cabrera. This is the guy who really doesn't know how to fight. He doesn't.
Yeah. Cabrera's
Like
in
from
trouble.
Chicago. Look,
He's in trouble.
Cabrera was fortunate to get a split decision loss to Isaac Cruz.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why he was able to, because of the height, reach disparity, and Isaac Cruz, despite everything he's accomplished in this sport, he still doesn't have a mastery of cutting off the ring and closing the distance proficiently. Okay? So that's the problem. So Giovanni Cabrera has earned this assignment, but he's going to find out very quickly that against William Zepeda, a guy who is proficient, the epitome of being the effective aggressor, right? He's going to find out within 2 rounds that he's in trouble. William Zepeda, as soon as he finds that distance, finds that range, it's over because Cabrera will not be able to hurt him. And honestly, I can tell you this because I've seen him up close and personally. I've actually done commentary on one of his fights.
Bro, that's the difference between Mateus. That's the difference between Mateus and William Zepeda right there. William Zepeda has enough brains to find his distance. Mateus doesn't. Mateus just sits there and keeps walking in and blocking punches until he can get in close and start, throwing strong punches on the inside. But William Zepeda is smarter than that. He'll watch. He'll measure. And then after he has broken down, after he knows his jab is working, he's coming in for the kill. William Zepeda, man, I like that guy.
Look. Yeah, I love William Zepeda. I love Subriel Matias, but you will find out in time that they are almost identical in mindset, strategy. Yep. Look. Wait till William Zepeda fights Shakur Stevenson later this year. And you'll find out that they are the same fighter.
Who's going to fight Shakur?
He's fighting this Saturday also, and that's by design. He's
but Zepeda's going to fight Shakur?
Haratunian. Shakur is going to be facing Artem Haratunian at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey.
Did you ever notice those guys? Did you ever notice those guys from up there in New Jersey? They always bring out tough fighters, man, up in New Jersey. You know, Zilli Zhang trains out of there, and he wouldn't be as good as he is if he didn't train out in New Jersey. Those guys in New Jersey, man, they got a damn good fight club up there.
Yep, indeed. See, this is why it's such a tragedy that New York, they make it virtually impossible for any promoter to actually stage an event and make serious money in the state of New York.
Really?
It's taxed to the yin yang. Yeah. Well, think about this.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Look, this says it all, Peter, right? This says it all. Why is Lou DiBella staging his Broadway boxing series now in Philly? Out of necessity. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. You tell me.
The taxes, brother. The taxes, brother.
That's crazy.
It's impossible to stage a show. So there are no more club shows in New York. All of those shows take place in casinos now.
That's crazy.
So the Mecca, the one-time Mecca, the once Mecca of boxing has now become a barren wasteland. And it's tragic. And it speaks volumes of, well, dare I say, liberal-run states in this country.
Yeah.
So that's why Texas stages more events over the last 4 years, stages more events than New York, California, Nevada, and Florida combined. Why is everyone migrating to Texas in terms of, well, staging fights? Because they
you can't blame them.
We don't have a state tax. We don't tax the promoter. We don't tax the fighter ad nauseum, right? We want fighters to actually and promoters to make money. We don't have a contractor's tax in Texas. And why?
Joe,
Because it's managed correctly.
I got to ask you a question. Did you see that Ammo Williams, whoever he fought over there? And
oh boy, I tell you right, Shiraz is the real
Doc,
deal, man. That guy is
I got to
good.
tell you, man. I'm
He is good.
I'm a big Ammo fan, man. And he was going. Yeah, he didn't keep any distance. His coach was telling him in the corner, "Don't engage, fight on the outside." Didn't do it. Then all of a sudden he says, "You got to get on the inside and start working the body." And it's like, man, not with this guy, man.
Look. Here's the problem. And once again, I actually gained a newfound
that fight pissed me off, man.
Well, look, and I can understand why. Because Ammo Williams, in my opinion, he put forth a gallant effort, and he did the best that he could, and he never gave up. And
he didn't
here's the reason why I have so much respect for Austin Ammo Williams. Because he showed signs of brilliance in that fight.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
He was the very first fighter in Shiraz's professional pedigree or in his career to truly test him, to truly hurt him. And unfortunately, he couldn't capitalize on it because Shiraz is really crafty, man.
Ammo's from up here in Milwaukee. He's from Milwaukee.
Yeah.
He's from up here in Wisconsin.
Yep. And he's an exceptional fighter. And to be honest, even in loss, I'm looking forward to seeing how Ammo reacts and comes back from this. Right?
He's going to come back.
Because he's got balls. He's got talent. And honestly, that's the sign of a successful fight. If both fighters, even in loss, make you look forward to his next appearance, that's a successful night for both men. Honestly, I can't wait to see both fighters compete in the ring again.
Yeah, me too.
Just like Nick Ball, Raymond Ford. I can't wait for both guys to fight again.
Hey,
both guys shows a lot of mental and physical toughness, and you know what? They both put forth a gallant effort. And honestly, we need more efforts like that in boxing.
That doggone Nick Ball, I'm telling you.
He is a pocket Ricky Hatch, brother, isn't he?
He is just a gnarly doggone fight. He's going to make a fight out of it, one way or the other.
I love it. Honestly, guys, and let's go to, before we say goodnight to everyone, because we've already been on the air. And Peter, thank you for spending this time with us, my friend.
Thanks, Joe.
God bless you, brother.
Thanks, Joe. It's great talking to you, man.
Do you see that? Sweet Amber, Jack Daniels. Do you see that right there?
Yeah, I see that.
My shot glass looks like a little rocks glass.
Happy 4th of July to you, bro.
Happy Independence Day, my friend. God bless all of you guys. And you know what? You know what's funny? Go ahead, Peter. I'm sorry.
God bless you and God bless the USA and every one of our sorry asses in it.
Indeed, brother. We are very fortunate to be here. Yes, sir.
Yep.
And yes, Toby, you're right. Shiraz is fighting in September. You're absolutely right. In fact, I just spoke with my brother, Thomas Triber, ring announcer, and he just came back from announcing that press event, right? Thomas, I'm going to see him this Saturday. He's going to be doing the ring announcing while I'm doing commentary on Saturday in Floresville, Texas. And yeah, man, he's a great guy. And I'll tell you what, I don't know how David Diamante, right? David Diamante is his name. The ring announcer for Matchroom.
Oh, with the long hair.
From the four corners to the ring. To the four. Yeah, you know that guy? Yeah.
To right here.
Yep. And so he just found out today that Turkey El Sheik made a special request because Matchroom and Eddie Hearn wanted David Diamante to do the undercard as ring announcer. And Turkey El Sheik said, no, I want Thomas Triber. And
really?
so I'm like, yeah. And so I'm like, I'm a ring announcer also, but mostly I do commentary. And so I was like, oh, geez, David Diamante is going to be pissed. He's got to be pissed that he's the one under contract with Matchroom Sports. And even though they're the lead promoter for this August 3rd event in LA with Crawford Madrimov, that by special request, they're having to use Thomas Triber as the ring announcer for the undercard. Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen on that fight, man? That Russian boy is pretty athletic. I don't think Bud's going to knock him out. I think it's going to go 12 rounds, to tell you the truth.
In my opinion.
And I'm a Bud fan, man. I am a Bud fan, but I'm telling you, that Russian boy is strong and he's agile. And Bud's going to have to catch him. If Bud catches him, he'll knock him out. But I don't know about catching him. He throws those wide punches, and he doesn't throw very many straight punches. And you know, Bud's a master in the doggone rings. So,
look. I will say this, and very good points, Peter. And look. Gabe, hey, let's go Mets, go, brother. And it'll probably make you happy. Maybe it won't. I don't know if you have just allegiance to the Mets and don't pay attention to the Yankees, but my Cincinnati Reds, I'm wearing the shirt right now. You can't see it. My Cincinnati Reds just swept the Yankees. How do you like that? But anyway, Gabe, thank you for joining us. Happy 4th of July and happy Independence Day, brother. We truly live in the greatest country on the earth. And guys, count your blessings. And guys, fight the good fight and bring back that culture of a God-feared society. And that's the last I'm going to say about that. And once again, the entire first hour was riddled with us talking about Scripture and God and the Holy Trinity. But I will say this. Yeah, David Diamante, he is a terribly nice guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And honestly, I can't find a negative thing to say about David on a personal level. Every time I've spoken to him, he's always been extremely kind and very supportive of everyone around him. And it's hard not to root for him. But I will say this. So is Thomas Triber. Yeah. So I can't imagine David Diamante being sore at Thomas Triber for getting this assignment. And guys, I'll tell you what, it's our pleasure to introduce back to the show the one and only Monteguia. Look at this. Adam, how art thou, my friend?
What's going on, guys? I just had to get back.
Yes.
Left from
You've got your Larry Holmes.
Had to come back.
You've got your Larry
How
Holmes
you doing?
sunglasses on again.
Yes.
Woo!
Yes, I gotta have them on.
That is
It's
awesome.
been a rough night. Didn't have them on.
I almost didn't recognize you.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. But I will say this, guys. Peter, you're a musician, so one of the primary reasons why I usually don't appear on the screen as I'm doing tonight is because I call it the Casey Kasem effect, where because I've been doing radio for the last 15 years, right? Most people just recognize my voice and they don't recognize my face. And what I call that is the Casey Kasem effect.
Yes.
Like when people hear me, they picture someone who's tall, Anglo, very Anglo, because of the way I speak. And it's shocking to them when they see me for the first time and I'm short brown, puro mexicano. And it's almost like a shock when they first see me. That's why I usually don't do it. But hey, I'm always on camera when I do commentary, so
I'm shocked. I'm just shocked.
I love you, man. Thank you, Peter. God bless you, my friend. So, Adam.
No, really, I'm just sitting here shocked. I'm so shocked I'm going to have a drink.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I second that, brother. And you know what? I've gone through, holy shit, I've gone through almost, and this is strange, and this has almost been a blessing and a curse, where like a lot of people, if they go through a 750 milliliter bottle, they'll be hammered and they can't even walk straight. But me, I'm like Adam, as long as you've known me,
yes,
it's almost like I'm impervious to this stuff.
Yeah, your speech has not been slurred one bit. Your thoughts are as clear as day. You know what? I will say that the chat and the conversation just got better when you did have a drink. I will say that.
And there it is. And there it is. God, hey guys, God bless all of you guys in the chat. And once again, you're my extended family. And you're our extended family, and we wouldn't want to do this without you guys, your involvement. God bless all of you guys. But look, comment in the chat. Did you guys have that, when you first saw me on the screen, did you guys have that Casey Kasem moment? That my voice created a different picture in your mind's eye?
Very much
No.
so.
Tell me what you guys thought, and give me your honest reaction. But I will say this. Cheers to all of you guys. God bless all of you. Sweet Amber down the hatch. Adam, give us your thoughts right now. Talk about whatever you want, my friend. The floor is yours.
About anything that I want?
Anything that you want, my friend.
I don't know, man. I mean, we got a lot to talk about. I mean,
talk about your former stablemate, Shakur Stevenson, fighting this Saturday.
Shakur is going to ice this guy. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with him in Top Rank. He wants to leave Top Rank, and Eddie Hearn is making a big bid for him. Eddie Hearn's talking a lot about him, and I'm like, I don't know what he should do. I don't quite think it is the move for him to leave Top Rank. I think he should maybe sign a short-term deal, because they have moved him along very, very well. He is a potential superstar. I think he is the only guy to beat Tank Davis. And if Eddie doesn't have Tank, then what's the point? Like, they're going to still be on opposite sides of the street, correct? So, I mean,
that's it. He doesn't have very many fighters for him at 135.
He really doesn't. And
no, he doesn't.
Yeah, so I
that's
mean,
he's with Top Rank. He's with Top Rank currently. Look. I can say this right now. Now, once again, Shakur Stevenson, and I have a lot to talk about on this topic, guys. Shakur Stevenson, in my opinion, is a big fat idiot. He's a big fat idiot. Like in your final fight, contractually, with Top Rank Boxing, who has TV dates on ESPN and has the great majority of the competition for you at 35.
Yeah.
Why would you come out and slander? Why would you come out and slander Top Rank and Bob Arum, calling him a racist publicly?
You don't do that. Like racist.
Now you're doing this. Now, once again, he did this. He did this with one fight still on the docket. Now, he announced his free agency before this fight took place. Why would you do that? That is a special kind of stupid, if you ask me. So now what do? Do they stick him in with a style matchup that's going to make him look good on Saturday? No. If you remember Artem Haratunian, if you remember Artem Haratunian is the guy who pushed Frank Martin to the brink, forcing him to take the lead because he's a guy who fights in an amateur style from Uzbekistan. He's going to force Shakur Stevenson to take the lead, something that he's not proficient in doing. He's going to force him out of the pocket, and it's not going to be pretty. In my opinion, this is by design by Brad Goodman and Bruce Chancellor. And why? Why the hell would they actually increase his market value if he has announced that he's going to be free agent?
That is true.
Does that make any sense whatsoever?
No, basically, if this guy's if this is the last fight you're gonna have with him, you're gonna go, all right, you know what? We're gonna tank you. That's the only smart thing to do if you're coming from the business side. We go, okay, we're gonna fuck you up. Like, you're not gonna beat us. You're not gonna beat the house. We're the house, and guess what? You're not gonna beat us. So guess what? We're gonna give you at least a loss, or we're gonna at least take your stock. That's what they're gonna do. And I know where Top Rank is coming from. I've seen it happen before with Top Rank. I don't know if it's gonna get done with Shakur, because Shakur is such a he's a wild card. He's a very, very good fighter, very smart. And I feel like he would not let them have the satisfaction of that. Even though the house usually wins in this circumstance, I feel like Shakur may come out on top in this. If he gets a stoppage, it makes Top Rank look stupid, but at the same time, it's just like, I understand the game. I can't knock Top Rank for that.
Look. In the immortal words of Bob Arum. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Peter. My apologies, sir.
He ain't gonna make. Believe me.
I'm sorry. Repeat that, please. You're breaking up, sir.
He won't make Top Rank stupid. Top Rank ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. Look, guys. Look. In the immortal words of Bob Arum, in an interview I did with him about 15 years ago, Bob Arum told me this one time: Top Rank is gonna do what's best for Top Rank.
Yep.
And that's exactly what they're doing. It's not in their best interest to spend a lot of money to get Shakur an opponent. Well, hey, that was Peter Von Arx. Thank you for spending the evening with us, brother. Happy
His
4th.
phone died.
But,
yeah.
Yeah. And guys, that's what happens when we're on the air and we're having fun, and flies by, doesn't it? Dude, can you believe we've already been on the air for 2 hours and 42 minutes?
It's going to be a 3-hour stream. This is probably the longest one that I've ever seen. And you know what? This is one of the best ones I've ever seen.
You know what? Thanks to you, Adam. God bless you, brother. And I will say this. And here comes Peter back. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for joining us once again, Peter. No, that's all right, brother. I will say this.
Something
guys.
happened. I don't know what it was.
No, it's all right. Glad to have you back, my friend. I will say this. Peter, you're a genuine joy to speak to. Adam, you are the best addition to Warwick Boxing that we've had in a very, very long time. So thank you, my friend, for being part of the family. And hey, look forward to many more. Many more, my friend.
Coffee with you guys.
God bless you, brother. Part of the family. Look, I will say this, though. Adam and I, we used to work together a very long time ago. And I will say this. Adam, one of my biggest regrets in stepping out for 5 years and pursuing music is not taking care of you professionally, man. Honestly, that's one of the biggest regrets that I will take to my grave, is not putting you on the right path to actually see your true potential in this business.
Very sure.
I would have never allowed you to sign with Vito. Never. But hey, and such is life. God bless you, my friend. I would have gotten you a deal with Golden Boy. But hey, and such is life, brother. But I tell you what.
Doing good. Golden Boy's doing good right now. Golden Boy is kicking ass right now.
look. That's a
very-
testament, guys. Once again, you will see this, right? There's a reason why San Antonio has one of the healthiest markets, if not the healthiest, in terms of boxing in the American market, right? Because we were taught, me, Oscar, Eric, we were all taught the business by the master, the best to have ever done it, Hall of Fame promoter and matchmaker, Don Warwick Chargan. Guys, that's why we call ourselves Warwick Boxing. It's an homage to my mentor, Don Chargan, right? God rest his soul. And yeah, guys, and that's the reason why Golden Boy has proven longevity. Even in spite of Rich Schaefer sabotaging the company. And even when Canelo left them for dead, they're still here. And guess what? They've got most of the US TV dates on DAZN. And that's why, because it only takes one big time attraction to make a promoter a serious player in this business. And if they have Ryan Garcia, and after August 10th, they will have Virgil Ortiz as a major player and a minor title holder. Yeah, they're in business, guys. And that's the reason why they are getting all the dates in the American market, because they have the big attractions. Who does Eddie Hearn have as a big attraction?
Nobody.
From Matchroom?
Canelo, that's it. Well, then he doesn't even have Canelo, dude.
No,
Fuck,
Canelo's a free agent.
Yeah.
And Canelo, more than likely, guys, is going to be working with Ben Shalom and Boxer on Sky Sports. He's not going to be on DAZN this next fight.
Yeah, no, he's done. He's on the international. That's why it makes more sense for him to go to the UK and get that
That's
market.
it.
Yes,
That's it.
That's
it.
It makes more sense for him to fight Eubanks and the Wembley. I mean,
look. Hey, James, welcome to the show, sir. God bless you, brother, and happy 4th of July. Love you, man. And yes, I am mad late. Toby said this, and he said Eddie Hearn is a great promoter and been leaving good comments about Eddie. Who are you referring to, my friend? Maybe I should scroll up and look at your messages. Oh, dude, that is so cool. Thank you, Toby. No, just another aging rock star. They all look the same. Love you, Joe. Love you too, my friend. Thank you, Toby. God bless you, and thank you for being a part of the family. And look, Shakur, he is being put in a position to fail. Once again, Top Rank, it's not in their best interest. I know so. It's going to take a special effort to look good against Artem Haratunian, a guy who is not the most favorable style matchup. Correct. Look. And once again, the truth always reveals itself in boxing. But it wouldn't surprise me if this matchup looked a lot like Edwin De Los Santos.
Might. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, jeez.
Because you've got two counter punches by trade.
If they're gonna ruin anything, they might have it just stink up the joint so bad that you don't really want to see him anymore.
That's it.
Because you can't get him beat, but at least it can make a leave a bad taste in everybody's mouth.
That's what you get.
Yeah,
for moving your mouth when you're still obligated for one fight with your existing promoter.
Yeah, because I don't see a lot of people beating Shakur. He's just so technical and so good and so sharp.
Look, that if Shakur is smart. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Adam. My apologies, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. But I'm saying just like I don't see a lot of guys beat Shakur thinking like the worst thing that can happen to Shakur is him join. I mean, that's the worst possible scenario because unless he gets knocked out, which I think can happen. But I mean, if the worst thing for him is just to look bad because everybody still has a bad taste in the mouth for De Los Santos. And De Los Santos is a knockout artist.
That's right. Yep.
gonna be a great fight. And De Los Santos took Shakur to the end, like to the last round, where you
Yep.
can arguably say, hey, he had a really good showing.
Yep. Look, and you know what you're looking at, Adam.
Yes.
And you judge slowly, right? Because you're a fighter. And you understand what these guys put themselves through, right? So you have that sympathy and you have that empathy for everyone who competes in the ring. But Shakur, let me ask you something, Adam. Does it inspire fans when you appear to be afraid to get hit in the ring?
Not so much. I get where
You're being nice.
I get where Shakur's coming from. I get the longevity. I get the actual aspect of boxing, the hit and don't get.
Yep.
But the casual fan that doesn't know left from right, there's a jab from a right hand. They don't know what goes behind the scenes. They don't know anything. They just want to see a great fight. That's why they watch UFC. But I mean, so I get that, and you can't knock the casual fan, but you can say, well, you don't know shit. But you don't want to say you don't know shit, because then you're going to turn them off from the sport. So
okay, now we're going to get into the business of boxing now, Adam, because of your last statement.
Yeah.
So do you really think Bob Arum or anyone in this business, including the brass at ESPN, do you think they give two shits about the more knowledgeable diehard fans who aren't financially supporting the product any longer? Do you really think they don't care? Do you really think they care about what those guys think at this time?
No, they obviously they don't give a fuck about diehards at all. I know that. I get that they want just new eyeballs. That's why Jake Paul is a huge phenom in boxing, because they just get retard eyeballs, and that's all that matters. But I mean, it doesn't
Did
take
you say retard eyeballs?
Yeah, it doesn't take away from the fact that I know guys they're looking at, and I see what Shakur sees, and other fighters, other old fighters, and other amateurs, and other guys that've been there, done that, and see what he sees. But the other guy across the street at the fucking bar doesn't know what he sees, and I get that. They do, and I know that the networks don't care, but it's kind of like, I'm just saying it from my point of view. I'm saying it from what I see. I get that. I get where Shakur is coming from. I know they don't care what Joe Schmo then down the block gives a fuck about. And that's not my concern. My concern is what the fighter thinks about.
Understood. And you know what? And I respect that completely, Adam.
Yeah.
But yeah. Peter, does Bobo, the Bob father. Now here I'm gonna post this. And I
don't think they're setting Shakur up.
Listen, Peter.
They're giving him a fight.
Now listen to this. Bob's comments about Shakur were not that bad, and he said he would like to work with Shakur again. I thought Bob would have been more aggressive. Your comments on Toby's statement, sir. And also, big shout out to my brother, Refugio Garcia. Happy 4th, my friend. These guys are drinking alcohol, and I'm drinking coffee.
No, I'm with him.
Yeah. Well,
Right now.
God bless you, brother. And like I said, it's a blessing and a curse. I'm somewhat impervious to the sweet amber. God bless all of you guys.
Tell you what, if I was Shakur,
Peter,
I'd stay with Bob.
my friend.
I'd stay with Bob.
I think he's
Explain, sir. Explain why.
Because Bob, let's face it, we're talking about top-ranked boxing. We're talking about Bob Arum. We're talking about Disney. We're talking about Sheldon Nelson. We're talking about money. We're talking about who runs the damn show. Let's face it. I mean, top-ranked boxing is going to be around. Well, you could have a nuclear war, and top-ranked boxing is going to be around. Okay, there's a lot of money behind it.
Never spoken, my friend.
Yeah, that's
All
pretty true.
all Shakur has to do is just take the fight and go on to the next fight. I don't even care who he fights. I like the kid. I've been watching him since forever. You know, and if he can make a big name for himself, fine. But don't sit out there and think you're going to be a free agent in the boxing world when you got guys like Aram, Top Rank and PBC out there. These guys, they're working in the background. There's money behind them. Shakur ain't a bad kid. He's a nice kid, good fighter. He had that little thing in his last fight, and people were all over his ass about it. But it is what it is. It's boxing.
Yeah, fuck him, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Adam, your thoughts on Peter's comment, sir?
Peter's right. The thing about the only thing I disagree about is the whole Disney thing. It's like Disney don't give a fuck. Disney's trying to make fucking cartoons and shit. Other than that,
Dude, I almost spat out my Jack Daniels, man.
yeah, I don't agree with the whole Disney thing. Disney gives two fucks about boxing. I just think Top Rank cares about Top Rank, and ESPN will help with the decision, whatever makes the most money. But Top Rank is the best promoter. You know how I knew Top Rank was the best promoter is that Andre Ward is one of the wisest guys in boxing, and you know what he does? He always tries to get his proteges with Top Rank.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how you know, because Andre Ward's been around the block. He's one of the smartest fighters in boxing. He came back from the dead with Joe Goosen, and made a stellar
And the man Goosen.
for that. And you know what he
Yep.
always did? He was going to sign with Top Rank until Joe Goosen, into the whole lawsuit with Joe Goosen. You know what? He always did. That's why him and Jay Prince always go with Top Rank. And you know what? They always make the best out of the career to start out with. And other than that, they'll work their way out once they get out from under that. And you know what? Whatever. Once the contract's ended, they can do whatever they want. If they go further than that, that's on them. That's great. But that's how you know how good Top Rank is, that other fighters hold Top Rank in such high regards.
That's right. And look, if you're looking at all the boxes to check off, if you're a young fighter, and I advise several young fighters to watch all of these and check off these boxes, right? If I'm advising a young fighter, I'm going to tell them these are the 3 things to look for when you're looking for a major promoter to sign with, right? And I just told David Cardenas this, right? And Rick Nunez. I said, look, here's where you know that this is the right promoter to sign with. And don't even worry about looking at signing bonus, because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter.
The money
If you
doesn't
sign with the right promoter, the money will come.
Yes.
So
Yep.
you look at these 3 things, right? You look at these 3 things. First, how many TV dates do they have? 2, who are their matchmakers? And do they have a history of cultivating attractions on the mainstream level? 3, and most importantly, do they have a lot of fighters established in their stable in your weight division? And if you check all 3 boxes, then you sign with that promoter, regardless of signing bonus.
Exactly.
Because that's all that matters at the end of the day. Can you guys hear me still? It looks like I'm fading a little bit.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay,
Top
very
Rank. Top Rank got money. Top Rank has got money. Top Rank's got clout. Top Rank has been around a long time. They're not going anywhere.
So Peter, this is why Shakur signs an extension with Top Rank Boxing after this fight.
Hell yes. Hell yes.
So here's the primary reason why. It's going to be announced this month. Tank versus Lomachenko in November.
Let's go.
So who gets the winner if he resigns?
Fuck, dude.
Shakur will.
Shakur gets
Yep.
the win. Shakur
That's
gets the-
it. That's it. And once again, Top Rank has geniusly put him in a position.
Yep.
Like they're like really great chess players because
that
they
is-
put him in a position where he's not going to increase his market value after this fight.
you basically
He's going to win. He's going to win, but he's not going to look good doing it.
And that's so smart, like you just said. You're like, yeah, well, they're playing chess. They're basically saying, okay, we have Tank versus Lomachenko. It's going in November. The next
Dangling
fight,
that carrot.
you get the winner. If you don't sign with us again, you don't sign another contract with us. Guess what? You're back of the line. You got to start over again. And guess what? You're on the opposite. You're not on the opposite side of the street. You're on the other block.
That's it. So, brother, if you don't re-sign with us, you're not even getting Murataya.
Yeah.
Yep.
They might as well just. I don't know how good you guys are with gangster movies. Remember Godfather?
Sorry, not with what movies?
With gangster movies. Remember Godfather 2, The Black Hand?
What movie?
Godfather 2 with the Black Hand.
Oh, I love The Godfather 2.
But they go in Vito's past, and they might as well call fucking Bob the Black Hand.
That's it.
Yep.
He's playing perfectly, and it's just like, well, you're not going to get this opportunity. You're going to have to go back of the line if you don't re-sign with us.
It doesn't matter.
Bro, I grew up in the fish business.
Like you.
I know how this shit works.
That's it.
I grew up in the fish business. I know how it works. I'm telling you right now. I've seen it 100 times.
Yep. You know what? It doesn't matter if they like you, but if they fear you, then you'll be respected.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is. And look, Top Rank, how long have they been doing this? Adam?
Like 60 years, dude.
That's it.
That's
it. That's it.
And PBC only had 10 years, 11 years. And they had a
Aaron come off the DOJ, went right into boxing. Come on.
That's right. He was an attorney.
Yeah, right?
He was an attorney for the government. That's right.
JFK attorney, right? He was what administration was he in? He was JFK or Nixon?
Nixon.
Nixon. Yes, I knew it.
Guys, I want to give a big shout out to my brother Electro Jed. Here's to you, my friend, real man of genius. Do you remember that ad from Budweiser? Real man of genius. Do you remember that? Here's to you, EJ. Real man of genius. God bless you, my friend. And may you outlive us and live to be 120. God bless you, brother.
Let's go.
I plan on living forever. So far, so good.
Hey, Peter, I tell you what, you are a phenomenal maestro guitar player, virtuoso guitar player.
Well, thanks, bro.
Like most people don't realize, well, first of all, folk guitar playing in Leo Kottke style isn't very popular today, and they won't recognize the brilliance of what you do. Where did you learn that style, and when did you start playing, sir?
I was sitting around in an apartment one morning. I was playing rock and roll and blues at night. I had a Les Paul Standard with the standard pickups. They were gold standard pickups. It was 1971. I was just got out of high school. I was 19, and a friend of mine, Joe Lieberman, came down and goes, "Listen to this guy," and it was Leo Kottke. And so I started, So I said, "Well, I can do that. I can do that." So I sat down and I started picking it on a 6-string, and then I switched over to a 12 string, and now I've got a 12 string sitting in here, and I had to tear it all apart because I had to redo the bridge and stuff on it. So it's sitting there. I'd play you something right now, but yeah, I mean, I just picked it up. Yeah, I just picked it up because it's Minnesota primitive. It's like Wisconsin primitives on the Mississippi River.
Well,
That's the way
I
we
will
go.
say
We're river
this.
rats.
Look, most and I'm not trying to be negative. I'm definitely not trying to toot my own horn. But unless you're a musician, you don't appreciate, most people don't appreciate what you're doing in your original compositions. Now, what he's doing, he's playing all three parts by himself on acoustic guitar. He's doing the moving bass line, which acts as bass and percussion at the same time. And then he's playing the chords, and then he's playing the melody at the same time. He's doing all that at the same time. He's basically a one-man band on acoustic guitar.
Is that like
and it's absolutely glorious, guys.
Yeah, there's a little trick to it. There's a trick to it. I mean, once you get your thumb down, and you're going back and forth with your index finger, it just falls into place. You know,
so like a prize fighter, it's all about rhythm.
Yes.
But you know, when I was down in Texas, I played a bunch of Mexican polkas, man.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, it's a shame you didn't have me to sing mariachi for you, brother.
Yeah, really. You know, one of these days.
Adam, have you ever heard me sing mariachis?
No, I've heard you sing.
No, I never
heard the mariachis.
Have you ever heard me sing? Period.
Yes, I have.
I heard you. You know, that's one thing about music.
Yeah.
No, everybody comes together on music. Nobody gets pissed off about music. You know, I mean, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. As soon as it starts coming down, everybody gets together. That's a great thing about it.
Brings us together. That's why I'm saying it's divinely inspired. Yeah, and that's why there are so many musicians who are attacked 24/7 by Satan.
I've heard,
and that's why they end up veering the course. I'm sorry, go ahead, Adam.
I've heard the songs, Red IV songs. I've heard those.
Oh, thank you, my friend. I tell you what, I wrote those in spite of. Well, put it this way, I was offered the opportunity to be the lead singer and lead guitar player for Red IV. Yeah. And the only reason why I joined the band is because I had completely given up on music. Like, I still wrote music and for several different artists, and I still published music. But I thought and basically gave up on the idea of playing live and fronting a band until I was given the opportunity to front Red IV and to be signed and to distribute an album, right? But I have to admit, metal wasn't my forte. That wasn't my genre of choice. Like Peter, you know, man, being a product of the 70s and the 60s, I'm a prog guy. I'm an art rock guy. Like, I love King Crimson. Yes. Kansas, Jethro Tull, yes, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Those are my biggest influences in music. And so to create metal, I viewed it as a genuine challenge, right? And so I'm like, well, how can I make something that I'm going to be happy with in this genre? Because most of it is just power chords. Not very interesting to guitar players and vocalists, right?
Yes.
So how am I going to make something that I'm going to be proud of? So I joined the band based on that challenge. And I think I came up with, hold on. Danny Drew, I love this. And I DJ as well. And Adam knows this. I DJ.
Very good. Very good DJ.
I can't wait. 1985 New Shoes. I love that song, dude. I play that still in my set, my DJ set to this day. God bless you, my friend. But so The Odyssey and Beautiful Mystery, I'm very proud of those two songs that I wrote by myself. And in the studio, I recorded all the guitars, all the bass. I did all the drums, and I did all the vocals for both of those songs. And those turned out to be the most downloaded 2 songs on the album. And I'm very proud of that because it was a real challenge writing for the metal genre. So if you guys are interested, look up Red IV and Odyssey and Beautiful Mystery. And Adam, you'll appreciate this, brother. Beautiful Mystery was about, I wrote that about my ex, and at the time was my honey, right?
Yes.
And she suffered from bipolar disorder.
Uh-huh.
And so I wrote Beautiful Mystery about that, dealing with living with someone who suffered from bipolar disorder and how tough it was. And that's what I wrote that song about, Beautiful Mystery. And so, guys, if you want to look up Beautiful Mystery, Red IV, let me know what you think and understand that I wrote that from a great place in my heart, a very loving place, and trying to describe everything that I was dealing with at the time. Because let me tell you, it was a struggle. It was a struggle, brother, because she was downright insane at times. And at other times, she was my best friend.
Yeah.
And it's hard to reconcile that. Adam, your thoughts on that, brother?
On bipolar women, dude, I live with one. I mean, I don't know. I think
Babe Lopez is bipolar? Come on now.
complete maniac. Babe Lopez. On the screen, when she's talking about fights, complete sweetheart. But then when she's off it, she's just like, she's a tyrant in the house, and it's all. But
her way or the highway, brother.
Yeah, that's the way. It's my way. But
I'll tell you what the problem is with women. Women got support groups. Women got all kinds of things they can turn to, but a man got nothing. Man got himself. See what I'm saying?
If you're complaining, you're a big pussy.
Yeah.
I ain't complaining. I'm telling you the truth.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm telling you how it is. If you complain, and Adam knows,
yeah,
if you don't sing your girl's praises, no matter how abusive or irritating she is, then you're a big fat pussy.
It's the same thing.
There's no solace for men.
It goes the same thing with boxing. With UFC, you're allowed to tap out and quit, and no one frowns upon that. If you quit in boxing, you might as well retire because you can't fight anymore. Everybody everything in the back of everybody's mind is that you're a pussy and you shouldn't be fighting, even though it's just like I'm getting beat, or like the fighter's getting beat on the verge of dying, and if you tap out and say, okay, I'm done, it's still frowned upon. It's the same thing with men. Just if you complain, you're a pussy. If you quit in a fight, you're a pussy. And then there's no way to win, kind of. Correct?
No, you're absolutely right. And once again, I really respect Dana White because he's reinstilling this standard that boxing diehards used to subscribe to, which is, now remember, Peter, when you were a fan back in the day, in a much healthier era of boxing. Now, there was a saying back then, if you're undefeated, that just means that you haven't fought the best yet.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So something that changed with the popularity of Floyd Mayweather. But in my opinion, that ideology and the adage is slowly coming back. And that's much healthier for the sport. Because
yeah, damn sure is.
Yep. Because fighters now, they're not trying to break the bank if their O is on the line any longer.
Yeah.
Right? That's not a good thing for the fans. If they, like Boo Boo Andrade, you know how much he was paid to fight David Benavidez and to put his O on the line, do you know how much do you demanded?
How many?
And that's, well, how much do you think? Take a guess.
He's one of the biggest bank robbers I've ever seen in my life. He was a 2008 Olympian, and he finally got his shot last year, or was it this year?
Yep.
It was
Look, and that's my point, Adam. And once again, it's all about decisions that you make in this business, right?
Yeah. I don't want to math, but 2008 to 2023, how long is that span?
It's absurd, isn't it? And you know what? And I'm at a loss because I love both guys that he signed with, but it was the wrong decision. Once again, he's signed with Banner Promotions, Artie Palullo, dear friend of mine, and also
Benavidez
Star
did?
Boxing.
No,
Benavidez
Joe Guardia.
no.
Huh?
Boo-boo.
What?
Ready.
Who did Benavidez sign with?
That's
Lukowitz.
Samson Lukowitz.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. He was getting his ass beat by Gavasik the last 3 rounds. Lucky it didn't go any farther than that.
Well, look, he was whooping
I
that
like
ass
David.
for the first.
I like David.
Well, look,
I like him, but he gets up there in the higher weights, he's going to get whipped.
no.
Mobility will whip him. Mobility will whip him, beat him down.
Peter, that was a mirage, dude. That was a facade.
Yeah.
And we tried to brace you guys for it by talking about the cut that happened. Adam and I actually released the news that day. Do you remember that, Adam?
Yes.
You were on your route. I was at Burger King.
I got
David's a good kid, man, but he ain't going to be any good up at 175 because there's guys up there that whip his ass.
Peter, judge slowly, brother. Because once again, he
I'm
was
telling you.
compromised.
No, I don't think about that. I think he doesn't have the power. They're not gonna whoop him. He just doesn't have the power to carry up to that weight. But they're not gonna whoop him. Like
That's
No,
very
they'll whoop
misleading,
him.
though.
They're not
No,
They'll whip him.
they're not over skilled. Like it's not. He's as skilled as they come. It's just the weight.
Mobility will beat him down.
Look, guys,
Beat him down.
look, Peter, how was that fight looking the first 6 rounds?
Looked pretty good for David, and then all of a sudden it kind of turned around, didn't it?
Yeah, but what round did it turn around in?
And the reason it turned around is because he ran out of gas. Those little power, those little shoe shines.
Hold on.
Wasn't doing anything. He wasn't going to beat.
Okay.
He wasn't going to beat up Gavasik.
What round?
David come out looking worse than Gavasik did.
Peter,
And if he gets in there with mobility,
please.
or one of those guys, he's going to get beat up.
Oh, shit. Mbili at 168. Let me ask you something. Now, once again, Don Chargan actually taught me, don't get too high on a prospect until you see how well he can handle adversity. Take a good shot at the world-class level. Has Mbili ever fought anybody who's worth a shit?
Mobility's at 175.
No, he's at 68, brother. He's fighting Derevyanchenko.
Well, if David goes down there and fights Mbili at 168, he's going to get whipped.
Oh shit! You want to make a wager right now, brother?
Don't say that, Peter.
He'll get whipped. He'll get whipped. He'll get worked in the corner. He'll get whipped.
No.
You know what, Adam? That is easy money, brother. And you know what? Because of the Holy Spirit within me, I'm not going to take money from Peter right now.
I was going to say, I was just like, no, I'm not going to do it to a loyal guy like Peter. I'm going to say, no, I wouldn't feel great taking your money.
You know what,
that Frenchman's going to come across the pond and whoop on the whole Benavidez.
No.
Keep that energy, brother.
Peter, that frog ain't going to do shit against Benavidez. That frog ain't going to do shit against Benavidez.
So Peter, you're actually arguing with a former blue chip prospect, prize fighter, like Adam
Yep.
Lopez. That's what you're
Yep.
telling me.
Peter,
Yep.
you're a maniac. I kind of respect that.
I love it. I love it. Honestly, Peter, look, I'm going to tell you this, and this is the greatest compliment I can give somebody. Never change to please anybody, my friend.
Yeah,
You're a
it's more.
God bless you, brother,
it's
and
more-
you are a great addition to the show. God bless you, my friend.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, Joe. You're a great guy, and I like Adam too. Yeah.
Let me tell you, man, Adam is one of the best additions to the show that we've had in the past 3 years.
He's probably right, but yeah.
No, I can
Wait, no,
tell
no,
you
no.
this.
You
I
gotta
can
go-
tell you this. No,
You
hold on, Adam. I'm going to defend you, brother. Adam, he knows exactly what he sees in the ring because he's been there. And I can tell you this. If Adam tells you something, you take it to the bank, brother, because it's going to prove to be correct. 100%.
Okay.
Like, honestly, as long as I've known Adam, and he's called several upsets in the past, and I can take it to the bank because he knows what he's looking at. Adam is one of the sharpest knives in the boxing drawer that I've ever experienced. And that's why, now, once again, it's not just his humor and his personality, but it's his knowledge. And that's the reason why we value him in this channel. So, Peter, if you truly believe in your heart of hearts that Adam is incorrect, and I only have this to tell you, get ready for disappointment, my friend.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think we're going to walk him down and beat him up.
Well, like I said, I can say this, Peter. I can say this, Peter. That's why they fight fights.
Yes.
And it's very intriguing, and I love the matchup. Hey, game on. Guys, that's why we love boxing.
Could be
That's why we love
right,
boxing. Because the truth always reveals itself in time. Always. That's why we love boxing.
He could be 100% right.
Life.
Remember we had Lou Duva on the chat, and he was telling us that the nail was gonna kill Benavidez, and then
What'd you say?
And then we never heard from Lou Duva again. Remember that?
Haven't seen him since.
We haven't seen him since.
Look, Adam. Most people, and once again, I love everyone in our extended family. They're our extended family.
Yes.
But most people don't have your eyes. Dude, you are a prize fighter. You've been through it all. The training part of it, the amateur level, the professional level.
Oh,
you've been through it all, man. And so, once again, dude, your word is gold on this channel.
Yeah.
And that's why we love you, my friend.
Thank you.
Oh, hold on. Here it is. Yeah, Toby. Hey, happy 4th, my friend. And I know you're from the UK. So thank you, brother. And from the Yanks to the Patriots.
To the Redcoats. The Redcoats.
Right? Yep. To the Redcoats. Yes, Peter. Walk him down and beat him up, baby. Woo!
That's why we celebrate the Redcoats. That's why we celebrate.
He could be 100% right. He could be 100% right. I just think Mobility whips him. I don't think he hits that hard. I don't think David hits that hard.
Hey, you know what, brother? Until the fight takes place, it's all rhetoric. And once again, that's why we watch. The truth always reveals itself in time, and that's why we love boxing. I love it. So, Peter, until that fight happens, your voice is valid. So is Adam's. May the games begin. I love it.
I got to say at this point, I like David Benavidez. He's a good guy. He's well-spoken, and he's from the US of A. I'm with him.
There it is.
Peter,
there it is.
Peter, who do you think Billy gets beat by? Who do you think can beat Billy?
Canelo. I
At
was just thinking that.
168?
Did I say that out loud?
Yes.
Yeah. Canelo weapon.
Canelo,
Canelo
that's it?
probably
Canelo would
weapon.
whoop that ass twice still sideways, man.
Do you think
Yeah.
Canelo Benavidez puts a good fight against Canelo or beats Canelo?
I think Canelo whip on Benavidez is pretty good.
So
Yeah.
so basically your whole viewpoint of Benavidez isn't in that high regards.
I just don't think he hits that hard. I think he's got those little
You think he's more of a
punches, and he got. Look what he did against Caleb Plant. I mean, he couldn't even take Plant out.
Against whom?
Plant. He couldn't. Yeah, he couldn't even take Plant out.
Come on, dude. Come on. That is the worst argument that you could have brought up, Peter.
And then on top of that, Plant outboxed him for about how many rounds? Plant outboxed him.
That's like saying that Andrade That's like saying that Andrade was doing great until he didn't.
Andrade wasn't doing good. Andrade wasn't good, but Plant outboxed him for how many rounds?
Plant outboxed
4.
Yeah. 4
until he decided. Look. If that fight featured I'm sorry, what's his name? The referee from California, what's his name?
Kenny Bayless?
No, not Kenny Bayless. That's Nevada. Thomas, what's his name? The referee who was the referee in Mario Vargas versus Tank Davis. What's his name?
I don't know. Damn it. Fuck.
Okay, so he, in my mind, is the very best referee in boxing. If he actually was the official in Plant versus Benavidez, you would have seen Benavidez knock him out in round 8.
David ain't that good.
Because when you're allowed to hold ad nauseum something that's supposed to be illegal, and ref allows it without taking away points, yeah, you're gonna go the distance.
David ain't that good.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
All right,
you just ain't that good. He's a good fighter. He's a good guy. He's well spoken. I like him. He's from the USA. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, but
I can tell you,
not good.
Not that good.
That's insane.
He's his brother. He's the same thing as his brother.
No, don't.
Only bigger. Only bigger.
Class. Don't even do
that. Look, Jose Sr. I love Jose Sr.
Yeah, good.
This is a guy who began his career at weight division 135 pounds. And I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's a giant at 35.
Yes.
He's going to be awesome. But for some reason, just never made the most of his career because of mistakes, bad decisions in his personal life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
But David, and you could argue that he hasn't really made the most of his professional career, largely because of his decisions outside of it, right? Yes. Getting busted and losing his title because of Yayo, as well as being fat, right?
Yeah.
But I will say this, though. Peter, if you don't think that David Benavidez is deserving of this level, get ready for disappointment, brother, because he is good.
He is the guy.
Yep.
I got to tell you, I have nothing against David Benavidez. I don't even care what his record was before this. Okay, he was a double champion. It doesn't even matter to me. I just watch where he fights, and he's got some competition ahead of him.
Of course.
He ain't gonna do good. He ain't gonna do good.
Peter, though, you're arguing that, he's got some competition at 175. You're talking about two all-time greats in Dmitry Bivol and Arthur Beterbiev.
Yeah, and we don't even know if he's
Dude,
gonna.
those guys are
And
all-time greats.
Morrell Jr. And Morrell Jr.
That's another. Well, you can't say he's
Morrell
all-time great
Jr.
yet because his
all-time-
chin has never been tested.
He's never been tested. He's still in the birth of it. He's still in the developmental stage of his career.
That's it.
So he's
That's it.
expedited because he's a Cuban, but still he's
Okay.
not there.
Whatever you say, the way I look at it is like this. He boxes like his older brother. He boxes like his older brother.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
he does.
Hold on. Peter, you just said to Adam Lopez, whatever you say, basically that's dismissing everything that a proven badass in the ring is telling you. Is that what you're saying to him at this time?
It just looks to me like he boxes like his older brother. Only he's bigger. That's it.
Woo!
I don't think he's got any more skills than his older brother. I don't think he's got any more skills than Jose. Tell you the truth. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong.
Shit.
Older brother.
And no, Peter, but I tell you what, that's what makes the world go round, brother, is difference in opinions. And I tell you what, there's only one way to prove reality is by watching the fight happen. Let's just pray the fight actually happens.
You know, I could be 100% wrong. You know, do you think I'm going to lose any sleep over it? Okay, I was wrong. You know.
And once again, that's why we love you, Peter. God bless you, my friend.
Exactly. Jesus dropped the cross. That's what we say.
I might be right.
I tell you what, there's look, just like and this is what I like to tell YouTubers that put so much emphasis on getting a fight prediction correct. I'm like, look, in boxing, even a monkey has a 50-50 chance of picking the winner.
Hey, think about it. Yeah, if that fight happened tomorrow, you guys know what my opinion is. I know what your opinion is. And the end of the fight, you know, it's the end of the fight. So
that's it. But I tell you what, my money is on the expert, Adam Lopez. And I tell you what, we're gonna end today's episode. We're already 3.5 hours in, Adam. I tell you what, let me get parting shots from Mr. Peter Von Arx, Maestro. Your parting shots for our listening audience today, Independence Day weekend.
Oh, my parting shots are this. Don't get too, bent over about Ryan Garcia. Okay? He's a young guy. He's full of piss and vinegar. He's going to say what he says. It's the game of boxing. We're talking about boxing here. He's a celebrity. What the heck? Just, just roll with it. Just roll with it. You know, because in the end, we're all Americans. We're all going to be friends. It's 4th of July. What the fuck? Come on.
Very well stated, Peter. Love you, brother. God bless you in cheese country, my friend. And to close us off, parting shots from our brother, boxing royalty, Adam Lopez.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I guess the same thing that Peter was on. Just like don't get mad at Ryan Garcia too much. I mean, he does say some out of pocket things that we shouldn't say, things that we here at War Week don't condone. But he is free to say whatever he wants to do and fuck up however he wants to fuck up. That's his prerogative. But
I tell you what, man, Adam is that comedic relief, right? Comedy relief in Shakespearean term, but he combines it with technical brilliance in boxing, and that's why we love him on this channel. But I will say this on behalf of Peter, on behalf of Adam, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to World Boxing. Guys, happy Independence Day, everybody.
Oh, beautiful, far heroes proved in strife. Who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, make God thy gold refined, till all success be nobleness, and ever again divine. And you know, when I was in school, we used to sing it something like this. Listen here. Oh, beautiful, far spacious skies, far amber waves of grain, far purple mountain majesties, over the fruited plain. But now wait a minute.
Real Boxing with the incomparable Coach Ronnie Shields.